YouTubers who covered internet drama
like
Richard Lux, Papa Gut, and Spill Sesh would regularly milk content from Frenemies episodes.
I look so much different now.
People go to Turkey for those hair plugs. Ethan don't even do that.
People also go to Turkey for political disinformation. Yeah, he's obviously the best person on H3. Some fans also speculate that the reason that this is happening is because Ethan is gay and Papa Gut.
Whoa.
That's just horrifying to me.
I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy.
But he wasn't a stand-up guy, unlike Steven Crowder, who reenacts the murder of people and abuses his wife.
Anal fissures.
Incredible. All right, guys, let's get this party started. I'm excited. So there was this is an H3 Iceberg. H3 Iceberg. What am I saying? This is an H3 Iceberg, and I was asked to voice a part in it, so it's going to be a fun time. So we're gonna watch the whole thing, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's made by Alex the Fiction. Seems to be doing pretty well. Good for him. He put a lot of work into this. So now I'm gonna do almost no work and just react to it because I'm a very fortunate man. So anyway, let's go.
Hello, and welcome to the H3 Iceberg. In today's video, we'll be diving deep into the lore, controversies, and bizarre moments from H3 history. This iceberg is structured from well-known and obvious to strange and obscure corners of the H3 podcast. There are many layers and topics to cover, so I've enlisted many members of the H3 community to help.
I'm right there, dude. I'm right there.
Help me out. From classic goofs and gaffes to swatting incidents and even criminal threats, we're covering it all. This is going to be a long one, so sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy the H3 Iceberg.
I'm ready. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready, baby boy. I saw feet.
Peace and love is a phrase often associated
He credited himself on that one. That's funny.
with former Beatles drummer Ringo Starr. This phrase made its way into the H3 lexicon during H3 podcast number 205 when Ethan and Ela reacted to a now iconic video of Ringo Starr announcing that he would no longer be accepting fan mail. In the video, Ringo repeatedly uses the phrase,
peace and love, peace and love.
I had no idea that's where the origin of that came from. I'm actually kind of surprised that I learned something almost instantaneously here.
making it both memorable and hilarious. The phrase quickly became a
Bro,
staple
don't tell me my reading voice is cringe. Shut up. Okay?
within the
I'll ban
H3
you.
community, often used to end a statement in a polite or lighthearted way, or to soften the impact of something that might otherwise come off as harsh. Ironically, the phrase can sometimes be used to have the opposite effect, making a blunt statement sound even more dismissive when tacked on at the end.
Actually, I never eat the butts of anything, like the ends of chicken fingers, the ends of burgers.
Just don't eat the crust. Why are you hating on the end?
I think it's a way to keep skinny. Dolly Parton once said she only eats the first bite and the last
with peace
bite.
and love, it's not working.
That's mean.
With peace
and love is not working for you either, whatever you're doing, and you're working out. I'm not even working out, and I'm skinnier than you.
Damn. Now Ethan's on Ozempic, I think, which there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe he's Zep-bound. You know, that's the weight loss version of Ozempic.
Whether it's used genuinely or sarcastically, peace and love has undeniably become a part of H3 culture.
This is a serious message. All fan mail will be tossed in the bin. Peace and love.
Damn, why not just pay somebody else to open the fan mail, you know? I mean, I guess he just doesn't have to care, that guy, anymore, because he's a rich beetle, so...
Peace and love, peace and love.
I love that shit.
To everybody watching my...
Although maybe he's just being nice. He's just like, I'm not going to open it, so you might as well not send it. We've been considering doing like a... what is that thing called? A P.O. box, so people could send us stuff. But I don't know yet. I don't know. Dude, he's not on Ozempic. Dude, why do you guys think he's not even on Ozempic? Like, what's wrong with he was, you know?
Frenemies was a wildly popular podcast hosted by Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas. And
my wife said, remember when we used to watch this in my old bedroom when I first bought the new bed for us, my first big gift for big girl purchase? Yeah. We used to love watching Frenemies all the time, but we stopped. And it's so funny because when it comes to Ethan Klein, like I like Ethan. He's a bit petty, but that can be very fun sometimes. So I've learned to kind of almost ignore it. But what made us stop watching, it wasn't like, oh, your content changed, or oh, you this, or oh, Hassan. What made me stop watching like Frenemies was specifically when Trisha called his wife like a slur, the C word, I think. Yeah, you're not allowed to say it on YouTube or else you get farted on. And Ethan like didn't defend his wife on it in the way that I felt would have been more appropriate. Like he kind of like, I don't know, he was just like too weak on it, so it pissed me off. He was too weak on it, so I like pissed me off like a lot. So I was like, oh, he didn't make her apologize publicly or anything. So it bothered the fuck out of me, man. So I stopped watching Ethan after that. That was my original reason why. So
quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Easily the most successful series ever produced on the H3 podcast channel, Frenemies consistently pulled in millions of views per episode and captured the internet's full attention. The show's premise was simple but incredibly effective. Ethan and Trisha, two people from wildly different backgrounds, sitting down to discuss drama, gossip, and internet culture.
That was when Trisha still had a crush on Ethan, you know?
However, what really kept the viewers glued to their screens was the volatile and unpredictable nature of Trisha Paytas. Everyone knew it was only a matter of time before Trisha's explosive personality would blow up the podcast, and the anticipation of that inevitable disaster.
Ethan was mad about the slur, but Trisha was going manic. I know. So I know this is actually Alex, the author of the video, who's pushing back on me, which I appreciate. You know what it was? It was like that episode, she said something, and then like she had walked off, but then she never had like apologized. And I remember watching an episode later on. First of all, I would have made you publicly apologize for that. You know what I mean? Second of all, I remember watching later on, and they had said something along the lines of she hadn't even apologized for it. So it just really bothered me from what I remember.
Was half the fun. The internet drama community,
What can I say? I'm just a very stereotypical old-fashioned guy, I guess.
Really thrived off of frenemies. YouTubers who covered internet drama
Richard
like
Lux.
Rich Lux, Papa Gut, and Spill Sesh would regularly milk content from frenemies episodes.
I love that. Mel, come on, dude. That's so true. That's so funny. I like the way you said that. But look at me then and look at me now. Look at me then and now, bro. Look at this. I'm juicing up. I look so much different now. Look at the fucking progress, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Wild. I'm gonna peak in like my 40s, I think. I'm gonna peak when I'm like 40. 38's gonna be like my sexiest year alive. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be my sexiest year ever.
Some creators even built their entire careers around reacting to the ongoing chaos between Ethan and Trisha. It was like
It's kind of true. Yeah, true.
watching a slow-motion train wreck, and the audience couldn't get enough. The show ran for a total of 39 episodes, with an additional 2-episode spin-off vlog series. However, as everyone had predicted, Frenemies eventually self-destructed. Tensions had been brewing for a while, but the final blowout happened during an episode where Trisha walked off the set after an argument over creative control and money. From there, things spiraled.
What was it? 5%?
Quickly. Trisha made several videos publicly trashing Ethan, and the fallout was very messy. Despite the dramatic ending, Frenemies left an undeniable mark on internet culture. People still reference the show to this day. Meme is iconic.
I feel like people are too easy on Trisha. Like I'm not interested in making a bunch of Trisha content anymore or anything. But I mean, she did some horrific shit. Like she lied about like a teacher that assaulted her, waited for him to die. Like I don't remember the specifics, but I remember that she like verifiably lied about it. A ton of the details didn't add up at all. She like cosplayed as a dead little girl that was allegedly killed by her own father, and then did like some kind of weird she sexualized it so hard it was insane. And she just walked off of it. It's fucking wild.
Iconic moments. And
meanwhile, I got made fun of for saying milk. Isn't that crazy? It's racist.
beg for its return.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. I'm proud of you.
The crew refers to the full-time employees who work on the H3 podcast. While Ethan and Hila are hosts, they are not considered part of the crew. The H3 team is made up of a variety of talented individuals.
I like that. I think I like this.
While Ethan and Hila are hosts, they are not considered
I like this Ethan weight. He looks like he's working out. You know what I mean? He looks like he's fucking kind of yoked here.
part of the crew. The H3 team is made up of a variety of talented individuals who handle different aspects of the show, ensuring everything runs smoothly.
A lot of whites, guys. A lot of whites. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Give me a black person.
We have Dan, producer and tech whiz. Dan is the backbone of the production side of things, overseeing technical operations and keeping everything running without a hitch. Zach, audio and soundbite specialist.
Yeah, he's obviously the best person on H3. Like, let's just be real. Everyone else sucks.
Zach manages all things sound, making sure audio is crisp and soundbites land at just the right moment.
Oh, that's why it's so crisp when Ethan goes all the time. Dude, without Zach, we wouldn't have all the sniffing. We wouldn't have all that beautiful sniffing.
AB and Olivia, research and fact-checking. Love does the thumbnails, highlights, social media management, and other website management. Lena is the executive assistant. Lena is Ethan and Hila's right hand, handling their schedules, admin tasks, and helping keep things organized behind the scenes. Tom Ward. Tom is responsible for securing sponsors and managing partnerships of the podcast. Nate is currently in charge of live switching during live shows.
The hell? Nate? Who the hell is that? Is that an Indian guy? What the
These
fuck?
are the main crew members. There have been several who were once part of the team. We have Cam, who worked on thumbnails and memes during the show, Ian, former switcher and creative director, and Sam, who worked on props and creative works. Ethan and Hila employ other individuals who do contracted or part-time work, who aren't technically considered part of the main crew.
like
The
the
fan
song.
base goes by many names. One of the most iconic and widely recognized titles is Foot Soldiers. The origin of this name
Is it? I thought it was pieces of dog shit. No, I'm just kidding. I thought there was another name for it.
stems from WikiFeet, a
I don't
website
know.
dedicated to rating celebrities' feet. Ethan Klein famously held an astonishingly
What? That's disgusting. Whose feet are those?
high rating of 6.4 out of 5
Whose feet are those, guys? Are those my feet?
stars on WikiFeet, a rating that far surpassed the standard 5-star system due to overwhelming fan support. Ethan would frequently weaponize his fan base, playfully encouraging them to boost his rating or tank the rating of his enemies or even his
Did he actually do that? I don't remember any of that.
friends on the platform. This act of digital
Then again, this guy knows a lot more than me, so.
warfare
Fupa Troopers. That one. That one sounds like it's more Ethan, right? I remember that one, kinda.
was all in good fun, but ultimately caught the attention of the WikiFeet admins. At first, the WikiFeet admins appreciated the attention, as Ethan brought massive traffic to their website. However, the Foot Soldiers continued to mass down about Ethan's enemies. The admins decided to ban Ethan from the platform entirely. This ban marked the end of Ethan's reign on WikiFeet, but
What a toxic guy. Fuck you, Ethan.
solidified the identity of his fan base. Despite Ethan's banishment, the Foot Soldiers' name endured. To this day, H3 podcast fans proudly refer to themselves as Foot Soldiers, a tongue-in-cheek reference to the origins in the Great WikiFeet Wars.
Wiki Feet Wars. Wow, that's just incredible. That's incredible.
Another widely recognized name for the H3 podcast fan base is Family. The origin of this name comes from a bizarre and hilarious clip that Ethan and Ela once reacted to on the podcast, featuring a group of Vin Diesel lookalikes chanting the word family over and over again.
It's so weird. It's like different levels of looking like him.
The family chant was quickly turned into a soundbite that would frequently be used on the show, especially in lighthearted moments or when the crew needed a morale boost.
The chat wants you to know that you don't have fans, you have family.
Family, family,
They respect your family.
family, family, family,
Family,
family,
family, family, family.
Thank you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I love all y'all. Thank you so much.
Occasionally, Ethan, Ela, and the crew would randomly break into a family chant, creating a goofy yet heartwarming atmosphere. Although the family chant has mostly faded from regular use, the spirit of family still lives within the H3 community. Fans proudly refer to themselves as family, symbolizing their unbreakable bond and shared love of the podcast. Much like the Foot Soldiers, family remains as a key pillar of the H3 fandom.
All right, Rich Lux here.
Hey, Richard Luxembourg.
H2.9. Now, H2.9 refers to the subscriber count from the H3H3 podcast, right? The H3 show. The subscriber count has fluctuated over the years, but it has not been able to surpass 3 million
What a hater.
subscribers. It's okay. I can't get subscribers to save my life. So
Did you make him say that, or is he just being petty? Because I would love it either way. It's funny either way.
same boat.
Apparently, we fell below 3 million subscribers. I don't know if anyone's following this, but we've been steadily losing subscribers here on the H3 podcast channel.
I mean, everybody peaks, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know if maybe I peaked here. I think I'm at like 71,000. So it is what it is. What? It is what it is. You know what it would be? I think Ethan needs to change strategies. Talk less about Hassan. Talk more about Papa Gut. You know what I'm saying, dude? I think that would be ideal. That would make the most sense to me. If I was like a manager, if I was Mr. Manager, I'd be like, hey, you know what you should do? What I just said.
And it's steadily losing subscribers, all right? The sub count used to be at 2.9 million and would fluctuate between 3 million and 2.9, despite...
More like it would Luxuate. You know what I mean? The joke is that that's his name is Richard Lux. That's the joke, guys. So
the podcast's massive popularity and the consistently high viewership. The subscriber count has consistently struggled and is now around 2.7 million views. In my opinion, I think it's a glitch.
Is that where it is now? 2.7 million? Where are we at now, Ethan? Where are we at now, Ethan? Oh, wait. Let's see. 2.72. Not bad. I think it's gone up. I feel like it was down lower than that.
36,000, yeah.
No, 36.
Wait, we have 3. We only gained 36 subs. Are you fucking serious? Now we're back. Now we're way below 3 million. So good job, guys.
That's funny.
Whiteful Gabe, now known as Uncle Gabe, is a TikTok and Cameo sensation who was first discovered by Ethan during After Dark number 28.
Friday, baby. Fuck, baby, fuck.
And according to Ethan's detractors, he's also disabled and shouldn't be allowed on the H3 podcast, I guess. That's what they say. I forget who was it that said that? Somebody was like, somebody had said that he just bullies that guy or something, and that he shouldn't even have him on because he's got a disability. It was such a strange thing to say.
Gabe quickly became a beloved recurring character on the show, known for his loud, high-energy catchphrases and unfiltered personality.
Oh yeah.
Dang, you got good moves. Show me your best. Show me your left, right.
Show me your bet. He's got a fucking White Castle shirt. I just noticed that. My mom used to work for White Castle. How crazy is that?
Gabe's weekly Friday call-ins became a staple of the show, where he would greet Ethan and the crew and often deliver hype man level energy for Ethan's various events, such as Ethan's poker.
Bro, my mom is such a pain in the fucking ass. Can I tell you something? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give too much information out a little bit. Okay. My mom used to work for White Castle, and my mom is like 60 something years old now, right? So she worked in the time where like pensions existed, right? Pensions don't really exist anymore. And I love my mother. God bless her. My mother makes I think almost based on her pension and her profit sharing and her 401k, because they transitioned to a 401k, so she opted into that too. She's making like $100,000 a year retired, okay? And this fucking woman, the other day, you know, we're talking about Trump because like she voted for him, but she's like she's not happy about the tariffs, so she's starting to come around. And, you know, she's talking about how she voted for him, though, because she doesn't really want people to get, like, her money that she worked hard for. And I said, like, I appreciate that you worked really hard for it, but, like, you don't need a tax cut. You make too much money. And I think that's the first time in my mom's life she ever heard that. And she just didn't really give me any pushback. She didn't say anything after that. She didn't even, like, contest it. The only thing she really said after, like, a few minutes was like, yeah, I guess I do, but I did work hard for it. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that, but, you know, you don't really need it. It's like, we could probably give that to other people who work just as hard as you, didn't make as much money. It's just crazy how I really feel like some people, they really, like, in general, we all do it, but people will get locked into, you know, like their own little echo chamber. They never really get pushback because they're dealing with other people who are like-minded, and then they hear something and they're like, oh, fuck. Like, that's okay. I never heard that one before. It's like, yeah, man, like, no biggie. I love my mother. She worked really hard, just to be clear. She worked harder than I've ever have, probably. But, you know, some people work really hard. I used to work with fucking Hispanic guys. They work hard as fuck. They worked like 2 jobs. They were making like minimum wage at one job. You know what I mean? They can't afford to retire because they got fucking families. There are a lot of people in their families usually too. And minivans. So it's just kind of interesting. But it's so interesting how like some things will just kind of trigger. Like, oh shit, good point, I guess. You know?
Good nights for live shows.
Who the fuck is Uncle Gabe? 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 Yeah, bitch.
Gabe's appearances on the show have led some to the most iconic and bizarre moments in H3 history.
Here, harmonize with me. Ready?
No.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, not that.
You're doing like Ric Flair?
I'm just wetting my lip. Yeah.
Was that Ric Flair? The Jomo Show.
The Jersey Outlaw, also known as Jimmy Lee or James Wiener.
God damn it, this guy's voice is already better than mine. I could fucking tell. Dude, I was cringing at my reading. It was so bad. It was like too it wasn't organic enough, if that makes sense.
Jersey Outlaw was a self-proclaimed comedian.
This guy's a fucking weirdo. I don't like this guy.
For his cringeworthy and offensive street comedy.
Good to see you back at Men's Clothes. Your teeth look like the Spice Girls. They're all different colors and they're all doing their own thing. I want you guys to meet my gay friend Zach. We're gay. And last year I took him on a vacation, and everybody came. Where you from? You English? How come you don't eat the muffins?
He's just like fucking weird with girls, you know, from what I remember. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense because he's an old guy, but still kind of gross. You know what I mean? I'm weird with girls too, but like in a different way. Like I go, and I just start crying when I start talking to him. But he like seems to border sexual harassment on women, so you know.
Listen, your teeth look a little bit like the Spice Girls. They're all different colors and they're doing their own thing. They're a little less starch in the collar. Okay? Take off your glasses and you're making a spectacle of yourself. You doubled up with 2 guys? No. Where you from? Humboldt County. Here's your Humboldt County. Here, humble this. Here's your Humboldt County.
For a time, he was a regular fixture in the H3 podcast universe, often creating a bizarre love-hate dynamic between himself and the audience. Jimmy's appearances would typically follow a familiar pattern. He'd say something extremely offensive during a street comedy. Ethan would call him out. Jimmy would offer a half-hearted apology or share a sob story to gain sympathy. And then, like clockwork, the cycle would repeat. This routine became part of Jimmy's charm, or lack thereof, with the audience both dreading and anticipating his appearances. Jimmy Lee quickly became infamous for a few things: his horrible one-liners,
I got my eye on you, hon. Got my eye on you.
Constantly lying about his age, owning a dental practice, dabbling in music, and of course...
Did he not actually own a dental practice? Or are you saying he's just lying about his age, not lying about his dental practice? Okay. Oh, gotcha.
The documentary wars. But Jimmy's time in the H3 universe came to an abrupt and definitive end when he was accused of sexually assaulting one of his employees' girlfriends, as well as sexually...
I don't think it was sexual assault from what I remember. I think it was like sexual harassment. No? Or did he grab her butt or something? I think that might have been it.
assaulting
Maybe that was what it was?
during one of the live shows. Initially, Jimmy was placed on ice for a few weeks, but things took a turn when he showed up unannounced at the studio, prompting all these allegations to come to light.
I don't really have time to flirt with a girl and touch them. Do anything. I'm doing
How long does it take to pat someone's ass?
But that's...
I have time to constantly sexually harass my wife. I have plenty of time for it, brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't what I was doing. I'm not there for that.
So she's lying.
I didn't touch the girl.
So she's lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you say it's absurd that you would ever do something like that? That you would feel up on a girl and be inappropriate?
Hug
Feel up on some coos. You know what I'm saying? All right, it's inappropriate. Sorry.
people and love them. And I create a lot of FOMO and have entourages that travel with me.
So there's another scenario in the recent live show that we had in the back room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is what I was about to bring up.
Wait, did I know about this?
Yeah.
I don't even know what
one
you guys
of our
were talking
production
about.
assistant was hanging in the back room, and you kept like saying, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and like kind of like
whispering stuff, putting your arms around.
Oh, he grabbed one of the. I think it was like allegedly grabbed their ass, right? But I guess, well, you know, seems like reasonably trustworthy.
Her touching her.
I didn't know about that.
Me?
Yes, you.
Who was the girl?
I'm not going to say who it is out loud.
I don't even remember.
I know
her. She's very trustworthy.
She's very trustworthy, and you know who was there. And
He just got fucking owned by the very trustworthy bomb.
It is my girlfriend who watched it.
There, so we have.
So Dan, you know
Oh,
my problem
shit.
is I love people and I'm friendly and I hug guys and girls when I do
are you a kid or are you
touring
grown?
stuff and I'm not hitting.
I don't know, man. It sounds like he grabbed their ass.
5-year-old or
Not
a grown
funny.
up? I'm talking to a married man, right?
You're talking to
Yeah, and I'm married.
That's a way. You think your wife would be happy to hear that?
This is
Oh my God, you guys.
I shouldn't have come on.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah. It's about right.
Show up.
Well, hold on, Jimmy.
Exactly.
I shouldn't have come on.
Yeah.
Damn, Daniel's getting fucking. He's getting pissed, dude. Daniel for the win. Am I right?
I made a mistake, Dan. You were right.
Following the fallout,
Oh, it's two
Jimmy
different girls.
essentially vanished.
So he grabbed one of the girls' asses and then harassed another. Jesus Christ, Jimmy, what are you doing, dude?
from the H3 universe.
Probably nothing now. Your fucking career's over.
In his place, we got Jarrell, a much more beloved and less problematic presence. He is also very cute and funny and talented. Since then, the
Oh, he added that in himself. True. Jor-El. Isn't that like a fucking Superman's name or something?
Jersey Outlaw
Or
has not been
Kal-El?
invited back, and his legacy remains a dark and uncomfortable chapter in the H3 podcast history.
Cool.
I will authorize 1 minute to be proud and gay. And that's it!
Okay.
The Pride Minute bit originated from a reaction to a Jordan Peterson video where Peterson complained that Pride Month was too long. To mock this, Ethan introduced Pride Minute, a short 1-minute window where everyone could express their love and support for the LGBTQ+ community.
That's right.
That's
We are on
funny.
Grindr and I don't know if there's a gay one for women or if that one is also Grindr.
Wow. Sounds like a fucking Republican convention. Am I right, guys?
We're just feeling the beat, you guys. Just get lost in the moment.
After the minute ended, Ethan would ironically switch to a fire and brimstone preacher persona, condemning everything in an exaggerated satirical rant.
I couldn't do this for a whole month. I mean, that's intense. All right, stop! Back in the fucking closet. Hey, back in the closet. Don't throw shit at me.
This is like a really funny emo. Jesus Christ, moment from Ethan. Ethan moment.
This girl's gay right there. You see
Oh,
her?
Jarrell was filming for Jimmy. He was one of the. Damn, bro, why do you know so much about this? About Ethan, like this? You're an actual Ethan historian. Jesus Christ, the creator of this video is an actual Ethan historian. So he used to film for Jimmy, and that's why you had him read for that. That makes sense.
Yeah, keep an eye on her.
Look at this guy.
I can feel the devil resonating from that corner right there, boy.
The bit was accompanied by a fun club beat and became a fan favorite. However, it was eventually retired because Ethan grew tired of the joke. One of the last times Pride Minute was attempted, the segment was abruptly shut down, which seemed to resonate with Ethan. While it was a fun bit, moving on to new jokes felt like the right choice for the show.
All right, you guys really want me to do Pride Minute? I mean, do you guys
I don't
really
know.
think that's
I
a
don't
good
know.
idea?
Not sold.
Not sold. Not sold, guys. I'm so sorry.
Damn, they're not sold on Pride Minute. Can't even give a minute to them gays.
The Hairline King, Rich Lux here. Ethan is sometimes humorously
Is Rich Lux the Hairline King? Is that what we're saying here?
referred to as the Hairline King because unlike many of his peers,
you
he
kidding me right
has a prominent and full hairline.
All right, okay, bro, Rich, relax, okay? You don't have to be fucking adding me every single time. Just because I lost my hair because my doctor told me that I am full of testosterone, okay? They said, you have a lot of testosterone, that's why your blood's also thick. That's literally it. It has nothing to do with anything else. Leave me alone. Stop fucking adding me. All right, it's not nice. It's fucking rude.
While Ethan often expresses dissatisfaction with his physical appearance, his hairline is one thing he generally appreciates and takes a lot of pride in. A good hairline is, you know, people pay a lot of money for a good hairline, though.
Not me, dude.
You got a good hairline here. It's good. Hey, people go to Turkey for those hair plugs. Ethan don't need to do that. Whenever Ethan gets into beef with others, he often
People also go to Turkey for political disinformation. I don't know if you guys know that.
compares his hairline to theirs, always ensuring his is more dominant. It's more alpha, you know, because, you know, being the alpha male that Ethan is, of course. You
Isn't Ethan like 5'6"? I could swear that Ethan's 5'6". I think it's a fact, actually. I think it's a fact that Ethan is 5'6". Just so you guys know. Just make sure you continuously repeat that in Ethan's streams that he's 5'6". I think that's a fact, okay?
Let me see your hairline. Talking on that ish. Let me see your hairline.
Imagine if Ethan got a love taper fan.
You know, I was going through a tough time with my video getting age restricted and crushed for all my hard work, but this moment right here makes up for all that.
Wow. Oh, fucking
He jokes that the hairline is one of his strongest assets and even humorously claims that he absorbs the hairlines of his enemies whenever he wins a confrontation. It has become a signature running joke in the H3 podcast community that Ethan uses his hairline as a point of pride, even going so far as to check the hairlines of those he's in conflict with. All right, let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, guys.
Jesus, why so many fucking enemies?
The prolapsed anus. Rich loves here. Check this out. Now this
Rich, why are you doing all the gay ones? The prolapsed anus.
happened in July of 2022. Howie Mandel, a well-known family-friendly celebrity, posted a now infamous TikTok where he showed a graphic image of a man with a prolapsed anus.
When my friend Neil bent over, this happened. Does somebody know, is this COVID related? And if it is, what do we do about it? Ow.
Well, if it's not COVID related, do we still
You
do
can't make
something
this
about
up,
it?
guys. Now, in the video, the aftermath was drama.
Oh, shit.
Drama. In the sense that it caused Howie Mandel to lose over 6 figures in sponsorships.
And
Really?
so you went straight
Showing a prolapsed anus is all it takes to lose that much in sponsorships is crazy. It's wild.
to TikTok, you erased it, right?
Right away.
And then did you start getting calls from sponsors? Like, how did that fallout go?
My agent called me in the morning.
Okay.
My
Shortly after this conversation?
No, it was the next morning.
Okay, next morning. It took a whole day.
Yeah, and I'm not going to reveal their names, but he goes, this account is really upset about your posting. And I go, I took it down. They go, well, you're still trending, and people captured it, and they're posting it, and go look at H3.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Are you
No, he
serious?
didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Guy from WME said, go look at what he posted.
Man.
No fuck.
So it's all Ethan's fault that Howie got canceled for showing a big fat booty hole. Isn't that crazy though? You lost like $100,000 in sponsorships and you're still fine. That's crazy.
Fucking way.
He did.
Now, he quickly deleted the TikTok, but the damage was done, and Howie admitted
I'm still waiting for Dr. Sasquatch Soap to reach out to me, dude. Okay.
that he lost 6 figures. That's a lot of money, honey. You know how many chicken nuggets I
True.
could buy with 6 figures? Like, damn. You know how many tacos I could
Hey, fewer after the tariffs, am I right, guys?
buy? All right. You know how much Teddy Fresh merch I could buy with 6 figures? Now, despite removing it shortly
Bro, I really got to start my own, like, I got to start making merch. I have to, like, get somebody to do it, but I want to make meme shirts. I want to have, like, a Papa Gut face and then say something absolutely, like, ridiculous. Like Harry Balls, you know what I mean? Just something dumb. Like, that's the kind of merch I want to, that's how I want the world to see me, with Papa Gut shirts that say something really stupid on there.
after posting, he later claimed he generally thought it was a guy who sat on pudding. But nobody believed him. The H3 crew especially
And
found that excuse hilarious.
maybe he sat on something putting a fucking dick in an ass to the point that it prolapsed.
As it was clearly a prolapsed anus.
But I think it's funny if the picture looks funny and then it's not what it is. And it wasn't a ball sack. I didn't show a ball sack. I showed a bird. I thought I showed a wet piece of pudding on the back of somebody's pants. I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you tell the sponsors that that's what you thought?
The sponsors go, we think this is inappropriate.
Yeah, I wonder why they say that. I wonder why.
The LoveBot was a tablet on wheels device used by H3 crew member Love when he was still living in Sweden.
Oh. All right. Yeah. I was I was gonna talk about how I have a LoveBot and it's like a lot of fun and it was really expensive and it's hard to clean, but it's pretty good. And then I realized that we were talking about two different things, man. So that's something.
Since Love couldn't physically be in the studio, the LoveBot allowed him to participate remotely in podcast episodes. It quickly became a fan favorite because of its hilarious awkwardness. The original LoveBot was a tiny tablet mounted on a robotic stand, allowing Love to move around the studio and join discussions. However, the crew eventually upgraded the LoveBot to a massive monitor on wheels, which made Love's virtual presence even more goofy and absurd. Seeing a huge screen displaying Love's face awkwardly rolling around the studio was pure comedy gold. Fans especially loved when LoveBot would chime in during serious conversations, roll into frame unannounced, or simply vibe silently in the corner. It was a perfect embodiment of the H3 chaotic energy. However, LoveBot's glory days came to an end when Love finally moved to the US and joined the crew in person.
All right.
Now, the LoveBot just sits in a corner.
Now he's probably regretting that, moving over to this fucking shithole.
Collecting dust. A relic of a hilarious era.
Damn.
The Sinister Six. The Sinister Six are Ethan's biggest rivals he has made over the course of the show. The list includes Keemstar. Once upon a time, Ethan and Keemstar were somewhat friendly towards each other. Ethan even had Keemstar on as a guest in the early days of the podcast. However,
then he kind of snaked him a little bit, but then again, Keemstar's not exactly the best person in the world, so I don't really care.
The comment saying that he hates Keemstar, and while he regrets this,
I think it was like they had a podcast, it was pretty cordial, then after the podcast was over, the comments were yelling at Ethan, so Ethan's like, we didn't even like the guy, so, yeah.
This sent Keem over the edge to full-on enemy. Keemstar would do whatever he could to get Ethan in trouble at YouTube and compared Lena to a witch and Hila to a horse, among many other things to annoy Ethan. Nowadays, Ethan and Keemstar are somewhat neutral towards each other, now that Keemstar has been creating tons of entertaining content that Ethan and the crew enjoy watching. And Keemstar likes Ethan a lot more.
Wouldn't it be great if this actually happened, though? What's what you're seeing on the screen right now?
Now that he has lost weight. Ryan Kavanaugh. We will be discussing Cav in depth throughout the Iceberg, but in short, he is a billionaire who tried suing Ethan to deplete his money, along with doing many other
My wife said, did you tell him about lubing the couch and the carpet? Yeah, I told people we put Astroglide on our couch, but we put Scotch Guard on it. So I guess Astroglide's like lube. You want to know who knew it was lube? My gay brother-in-law. What do you think about that? Gay, am I right, guys? What a gay guy. What a silly little gay dude. Silly goose.
Things to try to ruin Ethan's reputation online. Jay Shetty. In reality, Ethan has no real beef with Jay Shetty. Ethan pretends to despise Jay Shetty because of how the general public perceives him as being wholesome and having a clean slate. And of course, because of Ethan's envy that
Jay Shetty
has beautiful green eyes. Matt Haas, the first person that tried to sue Ethan. Ethan famously won his lawsuit and made
Then he won his lawsuit, guys, and then everybody started doing React content and going, oh, Ethan defended us. But it's like, React content's not really very transformative.
the historic YouTube precedent.
I think it is, when I do it at least. Okay, guys?
Where YouTubers can react to videos under fair use without the fear of being sued just because someone didn't like the reaction to their video. H3 Snark. H3 Snark is an umbrella term for any communities filled with people who hate Ethan and the crew. These communities often consist of former fans of the H3 show, Hassan fans, and Trisha fans. Their sole purpose is to be as mean as possible to Ethan and the crew, with no limit. These Snark communities are responsible for Child Protective Services being called to Ethan's house, even though, by all accounts, Ethan and Hila are fantastic parents. And at the very top of the enemy list, none other than Nancy's Soul Cycle.
Whoa,
this is more of an
she
inside
looks
joke within the community. While Nancy likes to troll Ethan, she seems to be a big fan of the show.
The Steamy Awards was a parody award show created by Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast to rival the Steamy Awards, which Ethan had a strong disdain for. His frustration stemmed from repeatedly being nominated for Steamy Awards but never winning, and the general mystery surrounding the organization of the event, who funded it, and how the winners were chosen. This
I would have thought Ethan funded it, if you understand what I mean.
led Ethan to mock the Steamies by creating a satirical alternative. The Steamy Awards were initially hosted once a year as a playful, over-the-top celebration of online content.
Oh, Colleen
and it became
Ballinger.
known for its absurd and humorous approach to honoring
Whatever happened to her?
creators. Despite their comedic nature, the awards were a big hit among the H3 fanbase. However, the show was eventually discontinued after the
Shit, maybe I'll have to talk to you after the stream, Willow.
last Steamy Award was held at a live event that was considered by the crew to be so epic it couldn't be topped. This marked the end of the Steamy Awards, as Ethan and the team felt it would be hard to outdo the spectacle of the final event.
I'm so honored. Thank you guys. This is really a special moment for me. I'm touched. I'm honored. I'm beside. This is really special. It's a steamy. Malik made this specially for this award show. So now I can celebrate in style. Right? I'm really grateful. Thank you everybody for believing in me, for voting for me. And what can I say? I am a catty little. And thank you all for supporting me in that and enabling my worst tricks. Thank you.
That's funny. Oh, what the hell? Oh, shit.
Triller lawsuits. Ethan Klein has been in an ongoing legal battle with Triller and Ryan Kavanaugh for several years. The dispute began when Ethan reacted to the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight, an event streamed on Triller. Triller filed a lawsuit against Ethan and Ela Klein, claiming they illegally streamed the fight on the H3 podcast. During the lawsuit, Ethan's lawyer was allegedly told that Ryan Kavanaugh was the driving force behind the legal action. Ethan then publicly called out Ryan Kavanaugh, leading to a long-running feud between the two. Here are the key lawsuits filed by Triller and Ryan Kavanaugh. Triller's copyright infringement lawsuit, May 2021. Triller sued Ethan and Ela Klein, alleging that they illegally streamed the Jake Paul vs. Ben Askren fight on the H3 podcast. Triller sought $50 million in damages. Ethan argued that the 45-second clip fell under fair use. Status, the case was dismissed. Defamation lawsuit by Ryan Kavanaugh, November 2021. Kavanaugh personally sued Ethan Klein, accusing him of defamation. Alleged that Ethan Klein made false and damaging statements, including promoting misleading articles about Kavanaugh, creating a website that compared Kavanaugh to Harvey Weinstein. Status, this case is ongoing. Tortious interference and unfair competition lawsuit 2021. Triller accused Ethan and Teddy Fresh of unfair business practices and extortion by making disparaging remarks about Triller. Ethan filed an anti-slap motion leading to the case being dismissed. Status, dismissed with prejudice. Cybersquatting lawsuit 2021. Kavanaugh alleged that Ethan manipulated search engine results, redirecting searches for his name to content critical of him. Status dismissed.
Oh, how do you even do that? That couldn't even be possible. What?
The only ongoing lawsuit is the defamation lawsuit. As of now, there is no publicly available information regarding the next update or court date for the defamation lawsuit.
I didn't even know it was still going on. I thought it was over. Ethan just loves to sue, huh? Isn't that crazy?
800 DPI. This entry refers to the voice of Dan's mouse.
800 DPI.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. What the fuck was that?
My fucking...
Yeah, what is that? I don't recognize that.
What is that?
Hold on.
Is it like a gaming mouse or something?
800 DPI.
What the fuck are you watching?
Hold on.
Man? I think it's your mouse.
Yeah.
Why is your mouse?
2,200 DPI.
What the fuck?
Dan,
I've never pressed this button. I've never pressed this button to change the DPI on the mouse. It has this plus and minus.
The voice of your mouse?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me because I constantly touch buttons all the time because I think it's like an obsessive compulsive behavior, unironically.
DPI, or dots per inch, determines how fast a mouse cursor moves. And one day, while adjusting
I had no idea that's what DPI meant, to be honest with you.
his settings, a robotic voice unexpectedly played through the stream and monitors.
800 DPI.
200 DPI.
What the fuck?
So I'm gonna pull that now and just play it right.
People are saying Dan's mouse's voice is hot.
Really?
The fans and crew instantly
you
fell in
got
love
jealous.
with the quirky sound and began requesting Dan to change his DPI settings just to hear it again. Eventually, Zach downloaded
Dude,
the
this is
sound
so
files
cheap.
from the mouse program, allowing him to play the voice clip whenever the moment called for it. The crew attempted to get the DPI voice actor to make some sound bites for them, but they were unable to do so.
Ah, the DEI mouse. That's what you're talking about.
5% is a widely referenced and infamous term within the H3 podcast universe.
That's crazy. I haven't even heard of any of these people, of these Ethan orbiters. You'd think I would know all of them, you know, since I'm, I guess, an Ethan
Stemming from the
orbiter.
dramatic fallout between Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas during their
Alright, I'm
time
getting pissed
co-hosting
off.
Frenemies. During Frenemies, the revenue split was agreed to be 55-45, with Ethan taking 5% of the revenue to cover production costs for the show. Trisha Paytas, who was not responsible for production or staffing, agreed to this arrangement at the start. However,
Oh, I think that they also got, Ethan got the, Ethan also got, the money from the clips, or it was something stupid. Who
following the
cares?
dramatic breakup of Frenemies, Trisha began publicly
so
airing
cheap.
grievances,
Holy
and one
fuck.
major point of contention was that 5% cut. The discourse around the 5% exploded when Trisha's sister posted a now iconic TikTok, dramatically stating, "He takes that 5%," as if Ethan's wealth was built entirely on that small percentage. This
I mean, he's producing the show anyway, so who fucking cares? I don't even know why she got so much in the first place, to be absolutely honest with you. It makes more sense that it would have been like a different ratio, like fucking 1/3. And how much money was she getting from that?
became a hilarious recurring joke in the H3 universe, as fans found the obsession with the 5% ridiculous, especially given that Ethan's cut was explicitly meant to pay for this production staff and studio. Even long after Frenemies ended, the 5% remains a prominent inside joke in the H3 community. Often when percentages or the number 5 is brought up on the show, which is surprisingly often, the crew or the chat will
What about Mambo number 5? You guys remember that? The black guy that sang Mambo number 5? I do. I remember that. Oh.
be sure to reference the
No.
Frenemies 5%.
Dude, come on.
The 5%
Oh,
has
you
now
fucked me.
transcended its original context and become a timeless meme, symbolizing the absurdity of the Frenemies fallout and
walk is
Trisha's
so lame.
exaggerated perception of financial imbalance.
A mere drop in my vast fortune of wealth from the 5% of frenemies.
Dan's Scorpion Chair.
The Scorpion chair refers to the insanely expensive, ridiculously over-the-top, and equally uncomfortable gaming chair that Dan, the producer of the H3 podcast, used to sit in during the show. The chair was designed to look like a giant mechanical scorpion, with a curved tail that held a monitor and a reclined seat for maximum comfort. The reason behind buying Dan the Scorpion chair was purely comedic.
Damn, I could use a chair like that maybe. My ass hurts every time I fucking stream, man. It's crazy. What a horrible life I have. I do this type of such difficult content, and my butt has to hurt on top of it. It's like, dude, give me a break, Dad. You know what I mean? I don't know who the fuck Dad is in this, but I'd said the words, so it's cool.
And the crew thought it would be hilarious to give Dan, of all people, the most absurd and bombastic gaming chair imaginable. The Scorpion chair quickly became a meme within
it's
the
Hassan,
H3 community.
dude.
Every time
The good old days.
There he was, sitting like a supervillain in his massive mechanical chair, completely stoic and unimpressed. The contrast between Dan's chill personality and the insanely ridiculous chair was comedy gold. The official reason was that the Scorpion chair was...
My wife said the transitions are giving her anxiety because it makes her think that the video is pausing and that she's getting a phone call. That's funny.
...bit impractical for day-to-day use, and Dan simply preferred a normal seat.
All these alpha dudes. This chair's very uncomfortable.
I'm still sore from sitting in it for like 5 minutes.
I don't know how the fuck do you do this for 4 hours?
I don't know how Dan sits in that fucking chair, dude.
Dude.
It's horrific.
Yeah, it is. It's horrific.
Not that comfortable, is it?
Damn. That's not very good for the Scorpion stocks. If it's that uncomfortable to sit in. Oh, my wife bought me a new cushion with my credit card. Nice! Nice!
Wan is a nickname for Dan that originated from a funny moment during a reaction war between Ethan and...
and Gideon. Yeah, Gideon called him Wan. I remember this lore, dude. I'm fucking all over, baby. I'm smart as hell. I knew that one.
Gideon.
I don't even need to watch this 3-hour deep dive. I knew one of the things in 2.5 hours of it. I knew one of them. Fuck yeah, dude. I might as well make my own video. We called Ethan is gay.
Dan had criticized Ethan for something, and in response, Gideon praised Dan by saying,
W Dan.
A comment in the slang meeting, Win Dan, or Big W for Dan.
Big W.
However, Gideon shortened W Dan to just Wan.
Wan.
I like
Wan in
that.
the chat.
Wan.
W-A-N.
Yo, you should grab that, Zach. Wan.
Okay.
That could be useful.
This nickname method immediately caught on within the H3 podcast community. It became a running gag that every crew member's name would get a W version. For example, Wan equals Dan, Weena equals Lena, Wham equals Sam, Wab equals AB, Whack equals Zach, and so on. The W names quickly became a staple in the H3 podcast.
The Whack one doesn't really work as well. It sounds mean. No, Zach is probably the best of the crew, honestly. He's the best of the crew.
Vernacular. Anytime a crew member did something praiseworthy, Ethan or the chat would shout out their W name, signifying they had achieved the W win moment. It was also especially funny because Dan, who is often very critical or skeptical, now had a comically exaggerated hype name, Wan.
Yeah, can we get Wans in the chat, guys? W Dan, Wan. See, I like that. That's good.
Wiener. What am I saying? Flocka.
Flocka. Flocka is a soundbite that AB introduced when he briefly took over for Zach's soundboard duties.
Flocka. Flocka. I mean, it says a lot.
Yeah.
The soundbite originates from an episode of the Eric Andre Show where Hannibal Buress passionately says,
"Yeah, Flocka."
Still kind of waiting for one of those, pop out soundbites or whatever, but I don't really care. So I don't fucking care. I don't give a fuck at all, actually. I don't give a fuck. Fucking no one cares. Nobody cares.
Over time, the soundbite became synonymous with AB, especially after his infamous reaction to the Spicy Chip Challenge. His distorted facial expression during the challenge was quickly dubbed Flocka Face, becoming a running joke in the H3 community. In a strange turn of events, Ethan got to meet and play poker with Waka Flocka Flame, bringing this meme full circle.
That's silly. What a fun time.
Ethan is 42. This
oldest bitch.
H3 is an ongoing joke within the
I thought he was like 36 or something. Oh, it's a joke. Okay.
H3 community that exaggerates Ethan's age, making him seem older than he actually is. When Ethan was approaching 38, the crew in the audience started jokingly referring to him as 42 instead. As the years go by, the joke continues to evolve.
Isn't that like a really cringe meme from like a long time ago to call, say, 42 or something?
With fans increasing the number over time. So if you ever hear people calling Ethan an age that he is clearly not, it's all part of this long-running joke.
Right, and I'll let you know when I am 42.
Oh, and 42. Great movie. Featuring Chadwick Boseman.
I'm 42. My boss's age. You know?
One of my favorite Tool songs, 46 and 2. 42.
That's not even...
It's close enough.
But I don't even need to defend it because I'm not even 42.
Or
I will be, God willing, someday, and I'll come in and I'll say, guys, here's what it feels like. But today I'll tell you what it feels like to be 37, which is my age.
Damn. I just turned 35 like a week or two ago. March 27th, guys. Isn't that fun? went to the Mall of America, and then bought my wife stuff because I don't really like my own birthday. And my wife's birthday is January 2nd, so she gets robbed by New Year's. So we have like our birthday on my birthday. It's cute. I also hate my fucking birthday. I don't hate it. I just don't really like celebrating things. I asked my family if they wanted to go out to dinner one time. Like it was around my birthday. And we went out for my birthday. And we went out and they paid for me. And they said, "Oh, happy birthday." And I was just pissed off about it. But I didn't tell them because that's obviously weird to be angry about that. But I was like angry about it. I was just like, okay. I just don't like birthday stuff. I don't know. I don't like the attention. Majority female audience. Ethan, that's me, dude. I didn't think I was so soon into this. It's often mentioned that the H3 podcast audience skews female, with a reported breakdown of around 60% female and 40% male.
But you guys, I don't know if you've been surprised to know this, the majority of our audience is women. It's like 60-40.
Most creators, aren't their audiences predominantly male? Like most male creators?
For sure,
yeah.
For sure. You know, when we were doing H3H3 productions, it was like 90% male, 10% women.
Oh, wow.
And I used to always hate that. I was like, man, how the fuck am I alienating women so bad with my content?
Yeah.
Can we show this? Is this okay to show?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, show it.
I just screenshotted this right now, so for anyone wondering, this is where the gender demographics pan out.
This is notable because most male YouTubers tend to have predominantly male audiences. The female majority is evident in H3-related spaces, including their live events, Discord communities, and fan interactions. Some fans also speculate that the reason that this is happening is because Ethan is gay and Papa God is better. So true, King. My favorite was his reaction to that live. it was just silly. It was silly. It's honestly like my favorite. His reaction to it makes me laugh so much. I'm such a loser. Here, we gotta watch it again. Have predominantly male audiences.
True, Papa.
The female majority is evident in H3-related spaces, including their live events, Discord communities, and fan interactions.
It's true, Papa.
Some fans also speculate that the reason that this is happening is because Ethan is gay and Papa goes,
whoa. Hold the phone.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, dude. That's fucking, it's so funny. I don't know. I'm the loser. It's incredible stuff, of course.
The shout out to your family phrase originates from a DJ David Guetta moment on the show, where Ethan
Greta Thunberg? That's crazy.
watched a clip of Guetta creating a tribute song for George Floyd's family. The tribute began
I
with an
remember
awkward
this.
and tone-deaf line.
Through difficult time.
It sounds like a
in America too, actually. So last night I knew we were gonna do this, and I made a special record. This record is honor of George Floyd, and I really hope we can see more unity and more peace. Already things are so.
This is such a beautiful moment, especially since like I think most black people want to be DJs anyway. So like it's kind of very poetic if you think about it.
difficult.
Right.
Shout out to his family.
Shout out to his family. Let's go.
Shout out.
Is this the real one? Isn't the D-I-D-I-Do song? Oh no. MLK?
I still have a dream.
That's a good clip, by the way, August. Just letting you know, okay?
It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream.
Isn't it D-I-D-I-Do? Yes. I love it.
Which struck Ethan and the crew as both odd and cringe.
Why do you think it was a good idea? Well, I'm going to tell you, people were like super, I'll say virtue signal heavy back then. I mean, I think that they meant well, but like the things were crazy in 2020 and 2021. Man.
The moment quickly became popular with the H3 fan base, and the phrase entered H3 vernacular. Now, whenever Ethan wants to recognize someone for doing something good or noteworthy, he playfully says, "Shout out to your family."
Shout out to my
the line
family.
became a humorous way
What is this?
to acknowledge a positive deed.
Audio. This meme originates from a hilarious moment during a filming session with Jimmy Lee while Zach and the crew were preparing for a big shoot with a large crowd gathered in front of their limo. Jimmy Lee stepped out like a bumbling buffoon, completely ruining the momentum by checking if all his microphones were working by saying,
Hold it. I want to check audio. Dave, you have my audio. Where's he? You have audio?
It became even more.
It makes sense because this one's more obscure, but it would have made like maybe the term would have been poetic sense to make all this after the whole sexual harassment shit. But it makes more sense the way that the video is organized, which is like most known to least known.
Iconic as fans began chatting audio whenever there were audio issues during the
That
show.
sounds like that Asian thing where they go ara ara ara, right? That's a thing that's like a horny thing too, I think. Look at how horny Kratos looks right now. Jesus.
Oh.
AB's boxing matches. AB has stepped into the ring for Creator Clash twice now. His first match was against Honda from Muscle Pie and Cow Chop, a
The video wasn't even turned up all the way. Isn't that crazy?
formidable opponent, and unfortunately AB lost. Despite the loss, AB showed incredible heart and determination.
This guy looks like he's fucking works out a lot.
Creator Clash 2, AB faced off against Dad, aka Nathan Barnett, an opponent known for his intense and
Didn't this guy have like kind of a meltdown, the dad guy?
energy and unorthodox fighting style. Once again, AB fought hard, but ultimately
Oh, I think it was all stemmed down to him from like this weird interaction where he had like a lot of energy like about winning the fight for his girlfriend or his dead girlfriend or something. It was fucking wild.
took another loss despite his back-to-back losses. The H3 community continues to rally behind him, proud of his effort and willingness to put himself out there. With Creator Clash 3 on the horizon, there's still hope for H3 glory, but it might not come from AB. Instead, all eyes are on Lena, who is set to fight in the upcoming event. Hopefully Lena...
That's crazy, but who cares about girls, you know what I mean? What, straight guys? Cringe!
Can finally bring home gold for the H3 family.
Joker Brain. Joker Brain refers to a crew member doing something wild or unhinged.
What the fuck? What is this?
Zach was originally known as the main Joker Brain, but Lena quickly took the title after eating 2 insanely spicy chips, while Zach was afraid to even eat one.
You know, I saw a comment here that I think is fucking so true. Lena's the Joker Brain.
That is so true.
We need to do a poll. Because if we're the cast of Batman...
Look, I love Lena, but it was one thing.
No. Pregnancy test. And
yeah.
First of all, it was not just one thing. It was one incredible thing.
This was a title that was very important to Zach, but he has since moved on.
Oh.
The AB burrito is one of the most iconic and hilarious food-related items in H3 podcast history. During a time when HelloFresh was a primary sponsor of the podcast, AB attempted to cook one of the HelloFresh meals. His final result was a funky-looking burrito with little gear marks.
Looks when it comes with everything all portioned out for you, everything, and then he made.
Oh shit!
Veggie quesadilla. Good.
Can I get a center cut?
Not this time.
Oh, that's it?
That's all we got.
That's it.
How was it?
It was really good.
Nice.
And it was a good bonding experience too. Just cooking together and very convenient.
So you just took a picture. You just took a photo of the tortilla. So that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, all the ingredients are in there, I would assume.
Right. Well, I would have liked to have seen the inside.
Noted.
It was so comically put together that they decided to use it for every HelloFresh advert.
And this was AB's photo for us, so. I mean, it looks good. It's just funny.
It was really good.
I have no information about it.
It was good. That's all you need to know.
This burrito quickly became legendary within the H3 universe, gaining meme status among fans. Viewers started referring to it as the AB burrito. The beat reached peak absurdity when a fan brought an actual burrito to one of AB's boxing matches, hoping to get it signed.
AB, of course, famously made this burrito. Doesn't that look good?
Amazing.
No, but do you have actually real photos, Dan?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, AB.
That's how
it just stays funny.
Well, I like the Judge Judy music.
P&P, also known as David Porcellini, is a criminal defense attorney who used to appear on the H3 podcast to break down legal situations.
And is showing this much thigh illegal or no?
No.
No, okay. Thanks.
Listen, sometimes I like to show a thigh off, dude. What the fuck?
Not in my jurisdiction.
Okay, all right. We'll keep moving.
The name P&P comes from his law firm, Perlmutter and Porcellini. Ethan originally discovered P&P.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with showing off a little bit of leg, okay?
Through TikTok, where David would share shocking cases about his clients, detailing the serious charges they faced and how he managed to significantly reduce or even dismiss them altogether.
Sounds like a great field of study, being a lawyer, huh?
Client here, he was charged with a second-time DUI. He admittedly overdosed on multiple different drugs that night, causing drug-induced psychosis.
Jesus
he crashed with 2 other cars on the freeway, flipped over a few times. Luckily, everyone made it out all right.
Okay, that's good at least.
The fire department came with the police, used the jaws of life, dragged him out of the car, and started fighting with them.
Jesus Christ! I wonder if he got like a little bit of a a discount for being in this TikTok. Holy shit!
Resisting arrest also. And we're pleased to announce that he's getting out of this with just a wet reckless.
Hey, wet reckless!
His legal expertise paired with his sense of humor made him a fan favorite, though he hasn't appeared on the show for a while. Despite this, the H3 community remembers him fondly.
Well, that's nice. Is that not the same guys as like Genoma, or what was that one guy's name that does the There's another guy, Jayoma, who gets like actual criminals off. It's like fucking wild. Oh, do you guys know who I'm talking about? I forget what the fucking guy's exact name is, but he's like a TikToker, does like a TikTok lawyer.
Godfather impression. Ethan isn't exactly known for his spot-on impressions, but one he takes great pride in is his Godfather impression.
Papa Steve, what did I do to deserve this disrespect?
I've literally never heard this before in my life.
Papa John's is my company. I built this company with my own hands. I tossed the dough, I made the ingredients. What did I do to deserve this disrespect from you?
Anytime the conversation shifts to something Italian, Ethan seizes the opportunity to channel his inner Don Corleone. While not the most accurate or refined impression, he has become a beloved running gag on the show, often met with the groans from
I don't remember this gag.
From the crew and laughter from the audience.
And I remember every time I gag, okay? I remember every wiener I gag on. What the fuck?
2.
Hello! It is a summer Wednesday, and it is hot. It's a hot day, baby. Welcome, though. Man, we got a show today. Oh, right. Let's go. Oh, no, not Howie. Get him out of here. No.
Off the rails intros.
He does it all the time? Damn. I've never heard him do it. I only watch Ethan when I can make content out of it, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. But still, dude, I've never heard it before.
The Off the Rails intros were a beloved and iconic feature of the Off the Rails segment on the H3 podcast. To differentiate it from the other shows like After Dark or Families, Zach created bombastic, over-the-top intros filled with heavy electric guitars, gunfire sound effects, derailing train noises, and chaotic visuals.
Is that Bobox? What the fuck?
The intros were intentionally ridiculous, embodying the chaos.
Bobox stops in here every once in a while, but only when I talk about trans people.
Nature of the Off the Rails segment. Every time they'd cut to Off the Rails, viewers were treated to an absurd and explosive audio-visual experience that immediately set the tone for a wild and unstructured show.
Holy crap, dude.
I felt worthless. I felt worthless. I felt ugly.
The visuals would typically include flashing lights, fast-paced cuts, and a runaway train metaphorically representing the unhinged nature of the episode. As time went on, however, Zach kept escalating the intros. They kept getting longer, louder, and more insane with even more sound effects, musical breakdowns, and chaos.
You guys?
No! No!
Poor Jordan.
Eventually, the intros became so absurdly long that it became a joke in itself. Eventually, without much explanation, the off-the-rails intros quietly disappeared. It was never explicitly stated why they stopped making them, but it's widely believed that Zach simply got tired of producing them. Given how much work and effort it took to build such intense and complicated intros, it's understandable that Zach probably burned.
Damn, fuck that, dude. Give the people what they want. What the fuck?
Out.
How long was that one?
But 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
So it's 4 seconds longer than the last time?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one way to avoid swearing in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. Holy smokes, guys. Well done.
Jesus Christ.
Weights in Fish refers to a viral video that Ethan reacted to, where a man was caught cheating in a fishing tournament. The cheater had been
Oh, I remember that. They put weights inside of a fish. I mean, that's probably a given, but that's what they did. So.
placing weights inside fish to make them appear heavier than they actually were. As the situation unfolded, the person who caught the cheater kept yelling,
We got weights in fish! There we go!
It's so legendary.
This phrase quickly became a meme in the H3 community, used to signify that something is suspicious or a lie. It's now a go-to reference when calling out dishonesty or questionable behavior in the H3 space.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
AB's origin story with the H3 podcast is tied to a viral anti-Ethan hit piece called The Death of H3H3.
Is that the Goku Naro one? Oh my goodness. I knew another one. I'm such a legend, guys. Oh, fuck me in the ass.
The video criticized Ethan and his content, and it quickly gained traction in the YouTube community. Around the same time, AB, a fan of H3H3, made a response video defending Ethan, pointing out the flaws in the hit.
Is this what Ethan does? He just pays all the people who defend him? Oh, what a disgusting guy. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. First AB, then Papa G? Holy fuck. Who's next? I don't know.
hit piece in supporting Ethan and Neela.
Well, AB, he basically sent me some research when we were just casually talking, and I was really impressed. So I said, hey, you want to come, you're looking for a job? Because we needed another person basically for specifically that. So here he is, he just joined. And we'll be seeing more of AB, the Insomniac.
After seeing AB's video,
That's so beautiful.
Ethan reached out to him, and the two formed a connection. This eventually led to AB joining the H3 podcast crew.
Oh, I should introduce AB, don't you think? AB is with us. Here, let me pull up Zoom so I can talk to him. We got a new crew member with us. All right, AB, just say hi. Hello.
His role on the show grew over time, and he became a well-liked member of the team, contributing to various segments and becoming a beloved presence on the podcast.
That's so beautiful.
So AB is joining us. Yeah, he's a simp.
Starkula.
Ah, got him.
I am.
Jesus Christ, the Soros of YouTube is wild.
Obviously, number one simp.
Number one simp, dude. Damn, Mike from PA is going to watch this video and he's going to have more ammunition to bully AB with. It's crazy.
Bomb threats. Ethan made a controversial remark on the H3 podcast.
It's Boblex!
Saying someone should bomb the NRA. He quickly faced backlash from YouTube, his own audience, and right-wing media. The comment came in the heat of frustration following the Uvalde school shooting and the ongoing debate over gun control in the United States.
Yeah, it's understandable that they had to ban him, but also, was he wrong? I get it, you know what I'm saying?
As a result, the clip was removed, and Ethan addressed the controversy.
So this one, I said, question for all the pants-shitting losers who have been reporting me to the police for my very credible bomb threats, beef threats.
Oh.
Were they supposed to have interrogated me by now? Because nothing's happened. And it seems like pretty obvious to them it was a joke. Dang, that's crazy.
Wouldn't Joe?
Zilly Zonka is a Zackified version of Willy Wonka. During Mr. Beast's chocolate promotion, customers could buy chocolate bars and scan a code on.
I will say, man, Ethan seems to be almost like weirdly like obsessed with Mr. Beast. I remember every time I watched, and it's been a while since I have, just to be clear. It's not like it happens all the time from what I know. But last time I watched him talk about Mr. Beast's like girlfriend or something or dating life, it was just so weird. It's so strange. He seems like he hates Mr. Beast for some reason.
Online to see if they had won a prize.
I think maybe it's because he's not Mr. Beast like got rich, but he's not Jewish. I don't know. I'm just being silly, dude. I'm being silly.
H3 crew decided to prank Ethan by creating a fake website, leading him to believe he had won. However, instead of a prize, the site played a video of Zach revealing the prank.
You can show now.
All right, you can show now.
Oh. Ethan, congratulations, my friend. You didn't win fucking shit. You're a fucking loser. And
How did you do that?
Take it from me. You just got Zilly Zonka. Congratulations. You won a fucking factory full of rotten fruit with fruit flies and worms. And you see that chocolate fountain? That's not chocolate. That's my shit. You're gonna be swimming and drinking my shit, Augustus Ethan.
What the fuck? Why is it so unhinged?
You're a fucking loser.
This was a great moment on the show, with Zilly Zonka cementing itself as another legendary Zachism in H3 lore.
That was wild. What the fuck?
The $20 billion compound is a running joke on the H3 podcast, specifically during Leftovers, the political show co-hosted by Ethan and Hassan Piker. Despite its name, the compound isn't real. It's just a nicely animated green screen effect used as the background for the segment.
I thought it was real.
Dr. Ids. During a
I find it so funny that every time he does, he announces his own one. He puts his name on the screen. It says presented by Alex the Fiction. It's just silly to me.
Discussion about zero
but
sugar.
I love it. Advocate for yourself. Be your biggest fan, dude. I love it.
Drinks. Ethan wanted to consult an expert in food science to settle a heated debate between himself, Love, and AB. The argument centered around whether aspartame and other artificial sweeteners were truly safe and healthier alternatives to full sugar drinks. Well,
I think from what I saw, you have to drink like 50 cans of Diet Coke every day for like a year for it to have enough of a dangerous level to harm you, or something like that. It's like an insane amount for it to be potentially dangerous.
Ethan firmly believes.
Also, you're probably better off drinking, fake sugar than real sugar.
If they were not dangerous, Love,
especially if you're a big fat fuck like me,
and a good portion of the audience remained skeptical. To back up his claim, Ethan called Dr. Ids, a medical professional known for breaking down nutrition myths and health misconceptions. While Dr. Ids provided scientific explanations supporting artificial sweeteners, the debate still left some viewers divided. Beyond this discussion, Dr. Ids has been brought up into the show multiple times to weigh in on various medical topics, solidifying his role as the go-to expert for health-related debates.
I had a I was on antibiotics, and then I got this really crazy thing. Did I ever show this to you? My pesto shits.
Damn, it's back when you were able to make you were able to be funny. You were able to make some conspiracy jokes. Now conspiracies are fucking crazy. You know, now everybody's like a conspiracy theorist is like a psychopath. It's fucked up.
No.
Can we show him a picture? Do you mind looking at it?
Does he want to see that?
Was it green or red pesto?
Dude, it was green. It was like neon green, dude. All right, so here it is, Dr. Ids. Get ready.
Yep.
I was doing a stool sample. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
That's like otherworldly,
You ever seen anything like that?
That's like, it looks like a planet. Actually, post-antibiotic diarrhea is quite common, actually.
Hey, bro, you ever heard of this Ryan Kavanaugh dude? Who? Ryan Kavanaugh, CEO of Triller. Ain't that company bankrupt?
Does Ryan Kavanaugh look like HarveyWeinstein.com is a legendary website created by Ethan Klein during his...
I keep seeing that. I keep seeing the image of like what I think is Harvey Weinstein, and that's what I thought it was, but was it actually Ryan Kavanaugh?
Ongoing legal feud with Ryan Kavanaugh, the co-founder of Triller and CEO of Relativity Media. The origin of the website stems from Ethan's public criticism of Ryan Kavanaugh, which began after Triller filed a $50 million lawsuit against Ethan for allegedly illegally streaming the Jake Paul vs. Ben Askren fight on the H3 podcast. Ryan Kavanaugh, who had a major ownership stake in Triller, spearheaded the lawsuit, framing Ethan as a pirate who stole their content. However, instead of cowering, Ethan leaned into the absurdity of the lawsuit and began digging into Ryan Kavanaugh's past. What Ethan discovered was a treasure trove of controversies, including Kavanaugh's history of bankruptcies and failed businesses, allegations of defrauding investors, empty promises of $1 million donations, such as falsely claiming to donate $1 million to Habitat for Humanity, Kavanaugh's questionable leadership at Triller, with the app constantly accused of inflating user numbers. But the real spark that led to the creation of the website was a running joke on the podcast that Ryan Kavanaugh bore an uncanny resemblance to convicted sex offender Harvey Weinstein. Ethan and the crew began casually pointing out similarities, and the joke eventually escalated when Ethan purchased the domain, Does Ryan Kavanaugh look like HarveyWeinstein.com?
I guess there's a little bit of similarity there.
In a desperate attempt to counter the site, Kavanaugh created his own rival website, which we'll cover later in this Iceberg. However, Ryan's response was widely mocked by the H3 fanbase as it lacked the humor, charm, and impact that Ethan's site had.
Damn, it sounds like he should have just kind of given it up on that one. Got bad publicity because he's being a fucking silly little goose. Let's start with this one instead. This will be better.
Lou has never fully been defined on the show. It appears to be an alter ego of Zach, but the fake Zach that appeared on Off the Rails number 61 was also referred to as Lou. The only consistent trait about Lou is that he really loves his goat shirt and wants to draw attention to it.
Ethan Klein body double. Ethan once hired a body double to attend the Steamy Awards in his place as a joke. The idea was to have someone who looked kind of like Ethan accept the award if they won. But the man they hired looked almost nothing like Ethan. The body double was significantly taller,
what? That's the body double?
and had a completely different face, making the gag even funnier. Ethan and the crew thought it would be hilarious if the body double awkwardly accepted the award without acknowledging he wasn't Ethan. Unfortunately, the H3 podcast did not win at the Streamies that year, so the double never made it on stage.
That's fucked up, man. That could have been such a glorious moment. Does Ethan still have the same energy as like a lot of the stuff in here? Because I feel like every time I watch Ethan, that doesn't have this type of like fun energy. Then again, I always only watch him when he's not being fun. I only watch Ethan when he's doing crazy shit that I can react to for content. So maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Let me tell you about this guy named Brian. He is a dick.
I thought they were talking about fucking Ryan Beard. What the hell?
Throst. Throst is a Wikipedia moderator.
The show is still fun. You just watch the Warzone. Oh, okay. I fucking hate that Warzone shit. I'll fucking tell you right now, boy. That shit pisses me off. The fucking saying Warzone over and over again makes me so angry.
Who became infamous in the H3 community for consistently reverting any changes Ryan Kavanaugh attempted to make to his own Wikipedia page. Ryan frequently tried to scrub negative information about himself from the page, but Throst would quickly reverse these edits to maintain the page's neutrality.
And they literally got attacked. And they got attacked by someone named Throst and Papaki.
Okay, this part's actually really disturbing.
So these two people, who are their screen names on Wikipedia, since the day Ethan kind of said everybody should go in, have spent the last 2 years every single day. For the first 8 months, it was only editing my site.
This sparked an obsessive hunt from Ryan to uncover Throst's identity, believing they were part of a conspiracy orchestrated by Ethan. Ryan's desperation reached absurd levels. He allegedly began following random Twitter accounts named Throst, likely to DM them for information. The most bizarre moment came when Ryan reportedly visited the Shrek Wiki forum because someone there also had the username Throst.
That's awesome.
Ryan was convinced Throst was
How
on
am I
Ethan's
getting hit by
payroll,
any of this
further
shit?
fueling his paranoia and ongoing battle with Wikipedia.
Yeah, I think he was talking about the roast.
Oh, okay, maybe I misunderstood.
H3 is, more positive and mine more and more negative. And
I don't
every
care
day-
about my Wikipedia page. I don't look at it. He's like, they were editing his page to make it so good. I don't give a fuck, bro. That page has always had a bunch of shit about me. And guess what? It's, if I did Controversies and it's there, that's fine.
Saudi Benefactor. The Saudi Benefactor is a mysterious H3 podcast fan who made waves by dropping massive donations and gifting a ton of memberships during the live streams. Their generosity was so over the top that the H3 community couldn't help but give them the legendary nickname Saudi Benefactor. The sheer size of their contributions made them an instant icon, turning their donations into a memorable chapter in H3 history.
So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our Saudi prince.
Whoa, that's an introduction. Thank you so much for having me also.
Oh my god, it's George fucking Soros, dude. That's crazy.
And just to clarify, you're not actually Saudi in any way, right?
No, I'm not. Although, funny enough, some do consider me, I guess, Saudi passing.
What? Who considers him that? Fuck you, bro.
Cheers,
Chestnutgate. Chestnutgate refers to an infamous moment on the H3 podcast that led to significant backlash and controversy surrounding Ethan and Hila. The event itself began when Ethan and Hila were reacting to the H3H3 scandal, a situation where H3H3, a popular Twitch streamer, was caught watching AI-generated porn featuring his friend's girlfriend, Cutie Cinderella. The incident led to widespread outrage across the streaming and content creation communities. In the midst of discussing the scandal, Ethan was watching Cutie's emotional reaction video, where she was visibly upset, crying, and expressing her deep distress over the violation of her privacy. However,
Yeah, people still give me shit for this one. I don't care. It was funny, and frankly, I think that she was being annoying. I understand it could be annoying and sad that your friend was looking at deep fakes of you, but at the same time, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. And also, she decided to turn on her fucking stream just to cry about it. Cry to your friends, you know what I mean? You don't have to go on fucking stream and have a performance cry, but you do you. It's not your fucking actual body. Don't really care that much. I don't think so. Plus, obviously, she doesn't because her fucking boyfriend still... doesn't her boyfriend still play with this guy? No?
during this sensitive moment, Zach was coerced by Ethan to play a soundbite, which caused him to laugh at an entirely inappropriate time.
If you were able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually.
Terrible take? I don't care, dude. I don't give a fuck. What's a terrible take? It's literally not that person. I don't understand. Why is it a terrible take? It's literally not them. That's what it fucking gets me.
You guys are crazy.
Why did you do that? Zach, what the fuck?
This is my worst take. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's literally not you. It's literally not you, dude. Okay? And also, coercion is a threat. So, I mean, Ethan probably convinced Zach to do it, but coercion might be a little over the top given the circumstances.
Fuck, bro.
That's nasty as fuck. I can understand why she could be upset all she wants. She's gonna turn our fucking stream on just to cry at everybody. So they're two different things, dude. Okay?
The soundbite came through just as Cutie was crying, and Ethan's reaction to the soundbite made him laugh, which was perceived by viewers as disrespectful and tone deaf.
It is, and that's why it's the best. That's why it's so funny, dude. Are you kidding me?
This moment caused an uproar in the online community, with many people criticizing Ethan for his insensitivity to Cutie's very real emotional pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine if it's real, but if it is, it's kind of pathetic. Just to be real with you. Okay, especially since, again, isn't Mizkiff still playing fucking video games with this guy? Seems kind of disrespectful, no? What the fuck's up with that, you know?
As a result of the incident, Ethan issued an apology video, explaining that the laugh was in no way directed at QT or her pain, but was instead a reaction to the chestnut soundbite. Despite his apology, many people...
Well, I mean, I imagine that it's the funny part is that it's an inappropriate time to be playing it, and it makes it funny, but...
particularly those in QT's inner circle, rejected the apology, and the fallout from the incident has continued to haunt Ethan and the H3 podcast.
I just don't understand people who jerk off on their computer. Like, I jerk off on my phone. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get caught? Like, just don't jerk off while you're like on your phone. That's the way I look at it. It seems so silly.
Interestingly, while Ethan received significant backlash for his actions, H3H3, who was caught watching the AI porn, faced much less published punishment and scrutiny, which
I feel like he faced pretty significant punishment, no?
added to the irony of the situation. This discrepancy only fueled further criticism of how these two different parties were treated, with many people pointing out how Ethan's mistake seemed to be blown out of proportion compared to H3H3's actions.
Well, you know, there is something to be said. I like Ethan, so this isn't like a fuck you, Ethan, or anything. But Ethan does make like kind of. He does have, sometimes he'll go back and forth between being like very, you know, a little too sensitive, in my opinion, and then trying to be a little edgy, right? So like the whole Noah Samson, like only bring his ex-girlfriend on and talk about how they would have sex, and you know, I get it. It's not perfect, but I feel like, you know, those are going to be your moments where you're like, okay, you're pulling in a certain type of audience that is going to give a shit about that kind of shit. So I think that's probably why. A little bit of audience ebb and flow, a little ebb and flow.
This incident, now known as Chestnutgate, continues to be a point of contention among the H3 podcast community and beyond.
Okay.
I got it.
I guess it is still pretty contentious because you guys keep giving me shit for this take. So I guess it is.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shots? Girl, would you like to...
R. Kelly passport song. As R. Kelly faced multiple serious charges including sexual abuse, child pornography, and racketeering, Ethan discovered a bizarre and unsettling video of R. Kelly performing a song called Passport. In the song, R. Kelly asks if anybody from Ethiopia wants to come to America with him, an invitation that, given the accusations against him, seemed incredibly incriminating. Despite the disturbing context, the song became a staple of H3 culture because of how catchy it was and how blatantly guilty it made R. Kelly appear. Adding to the absurdity, the track was never copyright claimed, allowing the crew to play it freely.
Damn.
Ethan frequently sang it on the show, even producing several covers and live renditions, cementing its place in the podcast's history.
W.R. Kelly in the chat. Also, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't W that in the chat. That'd be crazy if you did that. That'd be your fault too, not mine. Oh, that's not good.
That's not fraud, that's false advertising. Jarul defending the Fire Festival disaster. This iconic soundbite originates from the Fire Festival scandal, one of the most infamous failed music festivals in history. In 2017, the Fire Festival was promoted as a luxury music festival on a private island in the Bahamas, boasting high-end accommodations, gourmet cuisine, and performances from major artists. Influencers like Kendall Jenner and Bella Hadid were paid to promote the festival, creating massive hype around the event. However, when attendees actually arrived, they were greeted with disaster relief tents, cold cheese sandwiches, no running water, and zero entertainment. The entire event was an organizational nightmare, and it quickly became international news as videos surfaced of stranded festival goers begging for a way home. Rapper Jarul, who was one of the key event organizers alongside Billy McFarland, who eventually went to prison for fraud, infamously refused to take accountability for the disaster. In a now legendary conference call with his team, Jarul addressed the situation and uttered the most—
Are you saying Jarul or Ja Rule? Are we thinking of the same person? I'm a little confused.
Absurd line imaginable.
That's not fraud. That's not fraud. That is, I would call that false advertising.
That's not fraud, that's false advertising. This statement was so ridiculous that it immediately entered internet meme culture. Ethan and the H3 crew latched onto the soundbite and began using it in a variety of hilarious contexts.
Fuck.
Anytime someone was clearly caught scamming or misleading people, Zach will play the Ja Rule soundbite.
No, this was the next video. The next video posted after.
What was that, Ja Rule?
That's not fraud.
Jarul?
Right.
What's that, Jarul? What is that? Oh my goodness.
No, that's just false advertising, right?
I would call that false advertising.
Okay. That's not fraud.
He's got punished hard for that one.
The Chew Zone. The Chew Zone is a custom overlay created by Cam specifically for Ian to display whenever Ethan ate on the show, which, unsurprisingly, happened quite often. The overlay became a running gag, as Ethan's mid-air munching was a constant source of annoyance and amusement for both the crew and the audience. Other occasionally used overlays include H3 moments that make you cry, and my personal favorite, Fat Cam.
Think of this Fat Cam overlay.
That's not okay. It's nice, but I feel like it takes away from my girth.
Okay.
Maybe you can move it like in the top.
Yeah,
left.
it should be at the top.
Yeah.
Sure.
Apology podium. Ethan frequently finds himself needing to apologize on the show for various mishaps or controversies. For less serious apologies, Ethan would approach the infamous apology podium to deliver a lighthearted, performative apology live on air.
We have brought in this podium because there's a lot of apologies being issued lately. It was appropriate to bring out an apology podium.
I think that's a beautiful thing to do.
A somber place, a sober place, a place of reflection, quiet reflection, and soul searching, where we can issue the most deepest and heartfelt apologies.
The podium itself became an iconic prop on the show. However, during one of their more chaotic drinking episodes, the podium met its untimely demise and was destroyed, much to the amusement of the crew and audience.
I want to point out that Ethan did just break the podium.
Oh, that means no more apologies, baby. You're free.
Beautiful World is another infamous Vin Diesel soundbite frequently used on the H3 podcast. The clip originates from an awkward interview in which Vin Diesel was supposed to be promoting a film, but instead, he couldn't stop commenting on the interviewer's appearance.
My God, I love her. Look how beautiful she is.
Thank you.
Jesus, what a weirdo.
God, wow, man.
Wow, I'm literally coming right now.
Oh, Hanks?
Wow, man.
Throughout the interview, Diesel continuously interrupted himself to praise the woman's beauty, making the conversation increasingly uncomfortable.
This is basically Jimmy Lee. This is how guys think it's okay to act. It's crazy. Oh fuck.
What?
I'm anything like it because I love it. Guys, really? Look how beautiful she is. You guys think it's a joke. How am I supposed to sit over here when I'm looking at such beauty?
You're making me so fucking horny right now. I cannot focus. It's your fault. It's your fault. I'm so horny right now.
Then, in a moment of pure, unfiltered Dieselness, he dropped the now iconic line.
When did this turn into Beautiful World?
The moment quickly became...
What did he say?
He dropped the now iconic line.
When did this turn into Beautiful World?
Did you say, when did this turn into Beautiful World? Wow, what a fucking rock star, dude. Holy moly, that's fucking funny. Beautiful. When did this turn to Beautiful World?
The moment quickly became a meme, with fans and critics alike calling out the bizarre and cringeworthy nature of the interaction. On the H3 podcast, this soundbite is often dropped whenever an attractive person is mentioned, serving as a humorous nod to the legendary Diesel interview. Like many of the show's recurring soundbites, Beautiful World has taken on a life of its own, immortalized in the show's deep-cut lore.
Mayo memes. The mayo memes refer to the countless hilarious and often disgusting moments on the show involving mayonnaise. For some reason, mayo has
I thought it would just be like white people memes, you know, mayo memes. That makes sense to me.
become a recurring joke in the H3 universe, with several unforgettable moments contributing to its iconic status. One of the most memorable mayo moments came from Big Ed from 90 Day Fiancé, who famously revealed that he used mayonnaise as hair treatment. Naturally, Zach ran with this and volunteered to have Big Ed slather mayo on his hair. Another iconic mayo moment was when Zach wolfed down a large bar of mayonnaise straight from the jar.
Yes, round of applause, round of applause. Applaud, a round of applause for Zach. Oh, he's gagging, we love to see it.
He also bathed in mayonnaise one time, and also, we can't forget the Kraft Mayo Wars. But perhaps the most legendary mayo moment was when Ethan hit his weight loss goal, resulting in Dan getting completely drenched in mayonnaise. The bet was that if Ethan lost enough weight, Dan would have to mayo up his dome. And Ethan absolutely delivered. Watching Dan get slathered...
That's fucking horrible, dude. Mayonnaise is disgusting. I know it's just like eggs, but I fucking hate mayonnaise. It makes me fucking sick, dude. I can't do it.
...in mayo is a moment that will live forever in the H3 lore.
Yeah!
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. Push your girl, come shoot your friend. Put her in the car, I got money I can spend.
Reminds me of, who are those old guys who sing? The Peter Boys or something? I don't know.
The world, I'll have 2 sugar babies, I got everything you need.
Andrew Tate cease and desist. Ethan has been very critical of Andrew Tate, frequently calling out his misogynistic views, scams, and controversies on the podcast. At some point, Tate sent Ethan a cease and desist letter, likely an attempt to intimidate him into silence. However, Ethan completely ignored the legal threat and continued talking about Tate for years, with no apparent consequences. This suggests that the cease and desist was likely a scare tactic with no legal backing, just another attempt by Tate to control his public image and silence criticism.
News that not only did we win, but we got 100% of the attorney's fees back.
Damn.
Brad the Bull. As mentioned earlier, Ryan Kavanaugh is one of Ethan's biggest rivals. And within Ryan Kavanaugh lore, there exists a character known as Brad the Bull. Brad is a large, strong-looking man who is dating Ryan Kavanaugh's ex-wife. Despite this, the three of them appear to still be on good terms. Ethan took this dynamic and ran with it, joking that Brad is the bull while Ryan is a cuckold. Forced to watch as Brad rails his ex-wife while Ryan cries in the corner, using his own tears for lube. This joke has since become a staple in Ethan's ongoing mockery of Kavanaugh, much to the amusement of the H3 community.
Craigmas is a holiday where Ian scours Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace to find bizarre, cheap, and random Christmas gifts for the crew. Some of the presents are considered cursed because they are unsettling, creepy, or downright terrifying, especially to Zach, who is easily spooked by superstitious and eerie objects. The segment has become a fan favorite, with each year's Craigmas bringing new, hilariously disturbing surprises.
Content Court.
Content Court is an ongoing series where Ethan dresses as a judge and delivers a deep critique of a specific content creator. The series draws heavy inspiration from iDubbbz's Content Cop. Crew members also play roles, with Dan as the defense attorney and AB as the prosecutor, making it a full courtroom-style parody.
Am I supposed to do something special once I get into that?
I just peed in my basement.
I know that's the quartering.
This entry refers to a hilarious and bizarre moment involving the quartering. A controversial YouTuber who is frequently discussed on the H3 podcast for his wild takes and
I thought there was a guy sitting down in front of him for some reason.
And questionable behavior. One day, the quartering was streaming Fall Guys on Twitch while his wife was out of the house getting pizza without him. During the stream, he really needed to pee, but instead of pausing the game and going to the bathroom like a
you can't pause Fall Guys, dude.
Normal person, he opted to urinate into a floor drain in his basement.
You can't pause Fall Guys, bro. It's a fucking it's an online video game, dude.
Immediately after doing so, he casually admitted to his audience,
"Oh my god, I just peed in my basement."
The moment made the quartering look like such a buffoon that they immediately soundbited the quartering's voice saying, "I just peed in my basement," and it quickly became a recurring joke on the show.
I've just peed in my basement.
Dink Doink is a notorious crypto scam that was heavily mocked by Ethan, the H3 podcast crew.
I forgot about the fucking Doink coin. That shit was wild.
And the fan base.
You want to get more voice over me, but you didn't want to push it? Oh, okay. I guess you could have. That's funny. Yeah, that's fine. I could have made more jokes about Ethan, and I could have harassed him. I could have sexually harassed him even further.
The scam was spearheaded by Logan Paul, a frequent target of the H3 podcast's harsh criticism, and for good reason. Dink Doink was pitched as a fun, meme-based cryptocurrency with a South Park-style animated mascot and an intentionally ridiculous theme song. However, beneath the surface, it was an obvious rug pull crypto scam, designed to inflate the value, cash out, and leave investors with worthless tokens. What made Dink Doink particularly hilarious to the H3 community was how blatantly scammy the entire project was. Logan Paul shamelessly promoted the coin, claiming it was just a fun meme coin for the community, all while failing to disclose that he was financially involved in the project. The marketing campaign was equally absurd, with a terrible yet catchy theme song that Ethan and the crew instantly fell in love with. The song, which essentially repeated the phrase. Despite the scam's eventual collapse, Logan Paul faced no major consequences and quickly moved on to other questionable ventures.
Donarchs. This term refers to Ethan's mom, Donna Klein, and her deep obsession with the monarch butterfly. During the Families podcast, which she co-hosted with Ethan, Donna frequently spoke about the importance of monarch butterflies and their conservation. She was a strong advocate for planting milkweed, the only plant monarch caterpillars can eat, encouraging listeners to grow it in their backyards to help support the butterfly population. Over time, Donna's passion for monarchs became a beloved and recurring topic, leading to the affectionate nickname Donarchs
I feel like she hasn't made any content with them in a long time. Is that true?
from the community.
The Donarch, Queen of the Butterflies, Donarchy. Do you accept
a good Iceberg? Shit, that'd be interesting. I think somebody did one of those a long time ago. I don't think it would be that interesting, but I'd watch it.
that title?
Sure, that was a great,
Makes me
that's a
become
great
TikTok.
title. I don't know
Hell
who
yeah.
thought of it, but way to go, fans.
That'd be the number one thing on there. I used to be big on TikTok, you know.
The ban of EthanKlein.com. This website is allegedly Ryan Kavanagh's retaliation against Does Ryan Kavanaugh Look Like Harvey Weinstein.com, a site Ethan promoted to poke fun at Kavanaugh. In response, Ryan seemingly paid for a poorly designed website that compiles Ethan's past controversies in an attempt to discredit him. The site has been widely mocked by the H3 community for its low-effort execution.
Arab World News. During an episode of Leftovers, Ethan was searching for a viral TikTok video, but at the end of the clip, a man with a thick accent appeared, breaking down the video in detail. Ethan was immediately intrigued by this mysterious commentator and decided to investigate further. The man turned out to be Arab World News, a content creator who provides surprisingly well-researched insights into viral stories. Both Ethan and the audience loved his breakdowns, leading to multiple shoutouts on the podcast. At first, Arab World News was confused about why he was suddenly being featured on H3, but after realizing that both Ethan and the fans genuinely enjoyed his content, he embraced the moment and sent love back to Ethan and the crew.
How the fuck did I even get hit by that?
On H3 Podcast 212, Ian introduced his new robotic alter ego, AI Ian. This robotic version of Ian was designed to be a cold, emotionless, deadpan Ian that could replace Ian during the show. The gag played into Ian's already dry and monotone personality.
I honestly still don't even know who the fuck Ian is. I'm gonna be real with you.
Making AI Ian feel eerily believable. The bit started with Ian pretending he had been replaced by AI Ian, using a robotic voice and delivering his lines with zero emotion. It quickly became a hit with fans, especially during Content Court, where AI Ian would serve as the show's bailiff. The combination of AI Ian's deadpan delivery and the absurd premise of a crew member being replaced by a robot was peak H3 podcast humor.
This is fucking creeping me out, dude. Sorry.
During Content Court, AI Ian would read off court documents and verdicts, with cold mechanical precision, which added to the comedy. Fans loved how Ethan and the crew would play along, pretending AI Ian was just another crew member. The AI Ian bit eventually phased out, but it remains one of the most iconic gags in the H3 podcast history. It also cemented Ian's reputation as the king of deadpan humor, proving that even as a robot, Ian could still deliver comedy gold.
Damn. The first AI, dude. The first AI. How crazy. Oh, fuck.
After Ethan was infamously banned from WikiFeet, a popular website for rating celebrity feet, Love decided to take matters into his own hands. To honor Ethan's feet and stick it to WikiFeet, Love created a dedicated website called ethansfeet.com.
That's a beautiful thing. That's beautiful.
The website featured a gallery of Ethan's feet along with a rating system, allowing
Why do they
fans
have
to
so many pictures? Why do they have so many pictures of Ethan's feet? I don't understand.
Rate and comment on Ethan's foot pics. But it didn't stop there. Love also expanded the site to include feet ratings for other personalities associated with H3, such as Hila, Ryan Kavanaugh, and even Alfredo, the Klein's dog. The tongue-in-cheek nature of the site perfectly captured the humor of the H3 podcast. Although the site was a massive hit among fans, it now appears the servers are no longer being paid for. When you visit the site, you're greeted with a warning message before entering, a clear sign that the website is hanging on by a thread. Despite this, ethansfeet.com still remains accessible to this day, standing as a relic of one of the H3 podcast's funniest and weirdest bits.
Is that Dragon Ball Z music? What the fuck? Or Dragon Ball music, I guess it would be.
Full penis stuff. When Liver King appeared as a guest on Leftovers, he brought various raw meat products for Ethan and the crew to try, including a bull penis. Ethan, disgusted, refused to eat it, so the crew kept it in the office fridge for a while. Eventually, Sam got her hands on it, preserved it in resin, and incorporated it into a staff, crafting a unique Christmas present for Dan.
Fuck.
Nathaniel Klansman is the dark, twisted, southern alter ego of Ethan Klein, often portrayed as a murderous, incestuous, and deeply disturbing version of himself. This fictional character was born out of a bit on the H3 podcast, where Ethan would occasionally slip into a southern accent, adopting a grotesque persona that seems straight out of a true crime documentary. Nathaniel is obsessed with southern stereotypes, often referencing murder, incest, and general depravity. The most iconic depiction of Nathaniel Klansman was brought to life through claymation. A talented creator known as Undead Mummy, yours truly.
What the fuck is that, dude? That's just horrifying to me, once again. Stop showing me this creepy shit, dude.
Produced a fantastic claymation video that perfectly captured the eerie essence of Nathaniel Klansman. The animation is both disturbing and hilarious, cementing Nathaniel Klansman as one of the most memorable and twisted bits in H3 podcast history. Ethan will occasionally slip back into a southern drawl, bringing the unholy creature back to life, much to the delight and horror of his audience.
Shit, I can't turn fast enough. Fuck. I thought you could. Okay.
The feeding window refers to a diet strategy where a person only eats during a specific time of the day and fasts for the remainder.
Was that intermittent fasting? Is that what he said?
The feeding window refers to a diet strategy.
What the fuck is he saying? I'm sorry. The accent's getting me. Hold on, shit. Fuck. Oh, the feeding window. Oh, okay, gotcha. I hear is intermittent fasting. Like that's what I'm familiar with it.
Person only eats during a specific time of the day and fasts for the remainder. Essentially a form of intermittent fasting. Ethan attempted this
Isn't that just intermittent fasting?
diet in hopes of managing his weight, but it had minimal success. Over time, he found it difficult to sustain, and ultimately it did not become a long-term solution for him. The concept of the feeding window has since been joked about on the podcast.
He's Brazilian? Oh, okay.
Tell him to stop it. Tell him to stop being Brazilian, okay?
Especially in relation to Ethan's struggles with dieting.
How am I supposed to... I don't know. Stuff. Oh, shit on my dick. goodness.
Muhammad Rajab Wali. Wally is a TikToker known
Oh,
for
I know Wally. It's one of my favorite animes. What do you think about
his
that?
crazy voice and heavily edited and distorted clips. Which often feature political rants, erratic dances, and excessive filter use. His chaotic and surreal style caught Ethan's attention, leading to multiple soundbites being pulled from his videos. Over time, Wally became a full-fledged meme on the show, with the crew frequently referencing his most outrageous statements. His lore runs very deep, and if you're interested in learning more, Ethan actually interviewed him, offering a fantastic look into Wally's unique personality and internet presence.
Oh no, Sam Cedar. This moment is considered one of Ethan's
that's what they
crowning
had.
achievements.
That's what they had the guy that domestically abuses his wife on. And then they had Sam Cedar pop in there. It's crazy because Sam Cedar, Sam Cedar's always been popular, but he's hitting a bump right now, dude. It's pretty crazy.
Sam Cedar, a left-wing political commentator, had long been avoided by conservative commentator Steven Crowder, who repeatedly dodged debates with him. Ethan orchestrated a prank where he invited Crowder to a debate, only to swap his video feed with Sam Cedar's mid-conversation. Caught off guard, Crowder panicked and tried to back out, leading to an embarrassing moment for him.
Jim?
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare. I had no idea this was going to happen. I thought Ethan was a stand-up guy.
Damn, but he wasn't a stand-up guy. Yeah, that's probably one of Ethan's biggest issues is that he's not a very stand-up guy, unlike Steven Crowder, who reenacts the murder of people and abuses his wife. Now that's a stand-up guy. In fact, maybe he could use some help standing up with a necklace around a tree. Oh, shit.
The Mole People. The Mole People is a term used to describe those who live underground, particularly the community of unhoused individuals residing in the storm drains of Las Vegas. The H3 podcast connection to the Mole People began when a viewer named Rory Hicks, claiming to be a representative of the Mole People, donated to the show and expressed support for Ethan and the crew.
Real quick, shout
I feel like a mole person wouldn't really have money to donate, would they? Come on.
out Rory Hicks for $200 in the super chat. Said from the Mole People. The Mole People who live underground have
thank you, bro.
Discovered the H3 podcast and they're donating.
This quickly became a silly fan chat meme, with Rory occasionally leaving chats and donations, fueling the joke that the Mole People are avid H3 fans. In reality, it's highly unlikely that the Mole People are tuning in.
Are you sure?
Hunger FF. Hunger FF is an adult performer known for his extreme content, particularly within the world of fisting and prolapsing. His unique ability to prolapse on command without any external assistance has made him a standout figure in certain
I know
online
that guy.
circles. His connection to the H3 podcast came during an episode featuring television personality.
I know exactly who that guy is. I've known him before the show.
Howie Mandel. Mandel had previously gone viral for sharing a shocking TikTok video depicting a prolapsed anus. As previously discussed in this Iceberg, seizing the opportunity, Ethan Klein decided to turn the moment into a bizarre and unexpected talent showcase. Enter Hunger FF. During the episode, Hunger FF was introduced to demonstrate his signature skills live on air.
Hunger FF, let's start by showing your talent and then we can kind of talk through it. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it.
He just gapes his own asshole, right? That's what he does?
Right now?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Everything you
Thank
requested.
Now, Howie,
Let me take off my shirt. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh no! No!
That wasn't good.
Oh!
You can.
Oh! Wait. I made sure I had some hand sanitizer because I can just in case.
That was actually really impressive.
Oh my gosh.
Howie Mandel, clearly unprepared for what was about to unfold, had a visible reaction of shock and discomfort. Hunger FF's appearance cemented itself as a defining moment of the H3 podcast, a moment that blurred the line between comedy, shock value, and outright absurdity.
Damn. That's crazy.
You're listening to the H3 podcast, who we got on the scene.
Is that really Jay-Z? Oh my goodness.
Deepfake Jay-Z intro. The H3 After Dark intro and outro featured a deepfake Jay-Z voice, created long before AI voice cloning became as advanced as it is today. At the time, this was a cutting-edge and hilarious bit, with a convincingly generated Jay-Z rapping over the show's theme.
I'm going to tell you, it's not that convincing looking, okay?
Barefoot Brothers Drive. Ethan came across a bizarre YouTube ad that left viewers confused. The ad promoted a website called Barefoot Brothers Drive, which aimed to recruit people to film bare feet driving in a car, a concept that immediately raised eyebrows. The person in the ad was none other than Seaman, an infamous foot fetishist who would sometimes call into the show to share crazy sex stories about feet.
I was asking, what is your day job?
How the fuck did I not hit that?
There's something wrong with the volume, I think.
I think he works at like a shoe store or something.
Ben Affleck's back tattoo. Hila famously declared Ben Affleck's back tattoo to be the worst tattoo of all time, and that one iconic moment sparked an endless series of discussions and segments on the H3 podcast. The tattoo, which is a large, colorful phoenix spanning across Ben's back, became the perfect baseline for Hila for any other tattoo that was deemed bad by the correct.
What a beautiful. Oh, so it was. I thought it was going to be a Ben Affleck as a tattoo on someone's back, not a phoenix on the back of somebody. Well, I guess Ben
A
Affleck.
story came out, and he lied about not having it. That's the big story. So
yeah,
he
that was part of the calculation of why it was the worst.
In response to Gwyneth Paltrow's This Smells Like My Vagina candle, Ethan decided to create his own parody version, This Smells Like My Butthole candle.
Nice.
Unlike Paltrow's candle, which many claimed didn't actually smell anything like a vagina, Ethan's version was designed to be authentically terrible. The candle was described as having a truly foul, putrid scent, with many crew members confirming that it was genuinely difficult to be around. Despite the disgusting premise, the first batch of candles was sold as a charity fundraiser for prostate
The camera in this game sucks. The swapping to different targets is horrible in this game.
cancer awareness.
It has like no range.
Ultimately raising $8,000.
But I did shit myself too. This is what that smells like. It's really fucking strong. My compliments to the chef. I'm sure he had hundreds of flavor scientists working on this,
We did,
and
in fact.
they've really concocted something evil in this candle.
Yeah.
My God. That is impressive. It's like he just like trimmed his ass hair and like sprinkled it into the wax after he had
funnily enough, that was my original idea, which you guys vetoed because you thought it was too gross.
Yeah.
Was I wanted to put little like fibers in there that look like pubes.
Fuck, I missed that one. What about the fart jar? Why not try farting into a jar? I think the person who did that ended up going to the hospital.
Gerd gang? Gerd gang
Seaman messaged you asking if you wanted to learn to be a foot slave. That's fucking wild.
refers to a group of H3 fans who sympathize with Ethan's struggle with GERD, or gastroesophageal reflux disease.
I need some more spray. My throat's tickling.
Ethan has frequently mentioned his condition on the show, which causes stomach acid to flow back into the esophagus, leading to frequent coughing fits.
Does he not like take omeprazole or something? What the hell is he doing?
Something that has become a running gag within the community.
I can't believe this.
Ethan's sudden, random coughing during the podcast have become
Did he have it even when he was younger? Jesus Christ.
iconic and even unintentionally hilarious to viewers. Over time, fans began to rally behind Ethan and his condition.
Alright, we got it finally.
808 Hot Meme. This is the phone number fans could use to call into the show, particularly during the early episodes of H3TV, where fan call-ins were a regular segment. The number, 808 Hot Meme, became a recognizable part of the show, allowing listeners to engage directly with Ethan and the crew. However, the call-in segments were not very popular among the fans or the crew, so the call-ins were slowly phased out.
Is he gonna throw me?
DD Mega Doodoo, one of the most legendary news bloopers of all time, and one of Ethan's all-time favorite clips. In the clip, a news anchor attempts to read Deirdre Meng... Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to say it. Mengudu, but instead completely...
Well, I guess that if they ever see that, they can feel that it can feel nice for the fact that they weren't the only one that had a problem saying it, like an issue with the verbiage.
He butchers the pronunciation, accidentally saying
Mega Doodoo. DD Mega Doodoo.
What a hell of a cameo from Think Before You Sleep. What's going on, brother?
This hilarious slip-up became an iconic soundbite on the H3 podcast, often used whenever somebody completely botches the pronunciation of a word. It remains a go-to reference for the crew and fans whenever a verbal blunder happens.
Swami was a former security guard for the H3 podcast studio who made a few on-camera appearances. Despite leaving the show years ago, he left a lasting impression on fans who still occasionally ask about him. Though little is known about his departure, his brief time on the podcast cemented him as a minor, yet memorable figure in H3 lore.
Vape God NFT. The Vape God NFT was part of a series of NFTs created by Ethan as a satirical commentary on the absurdity of the NFT craze. The creation of the NFTs was meant to mock the hype around digital ownership and cryptocurrency's influence on art markets. The Vape God NFT itself became a viral sensation with its ridiculous premise and surreal design. To everyone's surprise, it sold for a hefty $60,769.50, a staggering price for a meme NFT.
The Gatsby is a mobility scooter
RIP
that Ethan Klein purchased as a loving homage to all the Mobility Mary and Mobility Scooter related clips frequently featured on the H3 podcast. Ethan became fascinated with mobility scooters after reacting to several infamous clips of people causing chaos on them, most notably Mobility Mary, who we will mention later in this Iceberg. For a brief but glorious period, the Gatsby became a staple of the show.
Okay, so it's pretty big, but with a skilled driver, I think. Okay, well,
guests were often invited to make their grand entrance by riding in on the Gatsby, adding a layer of absurdity and charm to the podcast.
No problem. Ian, you ready?
I'm surprised you made it through that fucking hole there, dude.
Ready? Keep an eye. Don't be on your phone. I mean, this is life and death. All right, here we go.
Jesus Christ.
It's up to 10. It's up to 10. Oh, we're getting a little wobbly.
However, this bliss was short-lived after the crew realized the potential danger of allowing guests to recklessly drive the scooter indoors.
So, without further ado, Bob.
Would that actually be like a legitimate fucking legal issue?
And Kalila, please enter. Yeah, right now. Here we go.
Mobility.
Oh!
Oh my God.
Just slow down. It's okay.
Wendy Williams, Fartgate. Wendy Williams, making bizarre noises, burping and farting, has been a recurring topic on the H3 podcast, but
Kinda
the
hot,
most famous
if you ask
moment
me.
revolved around Fartgate. During one of her live broadcasts, Wendy let out an incredibly loud and nasty fart.
I mean, you're lucky you only got
Jesus Christ, was that real?
battery.
Okay.
What if he filed for sexual assault?
I mean, she probably has a lot of farts. You can see how big her tits are. That's where girls throw all their farts at. They're fucking big boobs, you know?
So y'all heard that, and Zach actually isolated it. Go ahead, Zach. Are you sure that's that sound? You're not messing with me?
No, I saw him extract it.
On my life.
Yeah,
I cannot
He
believe...
boosted the gain, obviously. So
yeah,
now
no,
it's
but I
more
can't
clear.
believe you got it so clean. Go ahead again. Wow.
I feel like that's gross. Listening.
That's like a once-a-year fart.
It's like it feels like she's farting in my face.
Wendy later addressed the controversy, denying that she had farted and instead blaming it on some kind of, quote, weird science experiment gone wrong happening in the studio. Of course, Zach wasted no time isolating the fart noise and turning
Definitely a hell of a science experiment.
it into a legendary soundbite, ensuring that Fartgate would be forever immortalized in H3 lore.
Foil inside the tank. It's supposed to float in midair.
Blurred because when he wants to claim it. That's funny.
Okay. So it wasn't working. Okay. Because we didn't have the proper hose.
So she didn't, wait, are you telling me that she didn't copyright the sound of her fart? Why not? I would have.
And the air was just coming
You know,
out.
she had a meeting with the whole crew.
Oh, yeah, they rehearsed this.
And she was super serious, and she was like, you guys find what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all had to scramble and bring out John.
You ripped that.
John, explain what happened.
She's like Charlie with the conspiracy. She's like, no, we were doing the gas experiment, and he heard the hissing.
Yep, I think Ethan knows all about the gas experiment there. That's what it comes from.
Oh, dude, you ripped the ass lady. She probably did shit her pants.
Based if you ask me.
Dan had hair. Yes, you read that right. Dan once had hair. In the early days of the podcast, Dan would occasionally appear on camera, and to everyone's surprise, he had a full head of hair. It's especially jarring now because Dan is known and loved as the Bald King, rocking his signature smooth, shiny head. The topic of Dan's hair has become a bit of a meme within the H3 universe. Whenever an old clip resurfaces showing Dan with hair, fans can't help but do a double take. The real reason behind Dan's baldness? Well, it's not really a mystery. Dan simply embraced a bald life.
So he was going bald, is what you're telling me, so he embraced it anyway. Damn, look at that hair. I don't know if he looks better or not. Very interesting.
MrBeast cease and desist. As mentioned in the Zilly Zonka entry, the crew once created a fake Feastables website as a prank to trick Ethan. The site was purely a joke, never intended for real use, but it ended up causing unexpected legal drama.
You just got a letter from Mr. Beast?
Yeah, you guys remember the Zilly Zonka website I made for the Feastables.me?
No, is this not his real website?
No,
you guys.
Fake one.
How did they even find this? This must have zero traffic. Like, what's the traffic on this?
Does this mean some lawyers have been getting like Zilly zonked?
Definitely.
MrBeast's legal team eventually discovered the site, mistakenly believing it was a real attempt to impersonate Feastables. Love, who had created the website for the bit, was hit with a cease and desist letter from MrBeast's lawyers.
So, do they just want you to remove the website?
Basically, the hosting company reached out to me and said, if you don't remove it within 2 days, they have the right to do shit, and well, pretty much that's.
However, since the
why didn't the host company just get rid of it themselves? No, does that make more sense? I don't know.
The site was never meant to stay up long term. Love simply complied with the takedown request, and no further legal action was pursued.
Well, just erase it.
Yeah,
Beast, dude.
yeah, I'll definitely just give.
First shot.
I won't fight.
First time, motherfucker. First shot. Ryan Beard popped in. Watched your Annie Pants reaction today while I was at the gym. Appreciate the video, but it was really awkward working out with a boner. That's incredible. I love that so much. I think it's such a beautiful thing. What were you doing at the gym today, Ryan?
We don't need this. We don't.
I squatted today. It was pretty good. I did some back, some rows.
Mobility Mary. Mobility Mary was a notoriously obnoxious woman who rode around Santa Monica in her mobility scooter.
Did we already do this one? Am I fucking dumb as hell? I thought we already heard this one. Did we, or is this a different mobility person?
Pedestrians in an over-the-top manner.
Go white.
She's halfway across.
Excuse me.
There's someone blocking this.
Go up there, man.
There's someone blocking the curb with a wheelchair.
I need to get out of the street. Come out the street. I can't until you move out of.
There's plenty of space.
Get out of the street.
Oh.
I can't go over the curb. Right there. Oh my God. You're right there.
Ethan has a well-documented love for mobility scooter videos, and no one in the genre entertained him more than Mobility Mary. When the H3 crew discovered that Mobility Mary had passed away, they attempted to retrieve her mobility scooter as a piece of H3 history.
It's terrible that she passed away, but she couldn't even pass that goddamn curb. That's a ripperoonie. Today was a pull day? Oh shit, what'd you do for your pull day, Ryan? Come on, don't hold out!
Unfortunately, they were a few weeks too late, missing their chance to preserve this legendary relic.
Oh my God. You're right there. You can't move another couple of inches.
Oh, there's someone in the wheelchair? No. See, she made it perfect.
Oh,
and she went straight.
Oh my God.
So you see, and she called her head. So she was just going. So let's just have a healing session here. Oh, I need to play this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so here, guys.
Take it away,
This is Barazzo. For those of you who don't know.
Oh, Barazzo? I said Bracco. Is that wrong?
Has a special ability. People pay for this.
Okay.
He's a guru from Croatia.
Does he jerk off in
He heals with his gaze. So let's just have a gazing session.
Wow, I could use some fucking gay healing right now myself, brother. Give me it. Sorry.
Brazzo. Brazzo is a man known for his gaze of miracles, a therapeutic technique where he simply stares at people in silence, believing his gaze has the power to heal and bring comfort.
That's crazy. Autistic people must have a fucking superpower then. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. Pull-ups, pull-downs, barbell, and dumbbell. I thought you were fucking deadlifting, Ryan. What the fuck?
Start of the show.
That's cool though, brother. God bless.
It was often used as a comedic device to set a calming and soothing tone before diving into the chaos of the podcast.
Brazzo.
Okay. What a beautiful picture. I like this a lot. I think this is a beautiful picture. We're gonna screenshot that for later, just in case I decide to use this for like the intro or something, you know, or like the thumbnail or something along those lines. It's a beautiful.
That's all.
What'd I do?
Belle Delphine. Belle Delphine is an iconic internet personality and adult content creator, best known for her viral stunt of selling bottles of her bathwater to her fans. The stunt caused a massive stir online and made her a household name in the world of internet culture. In an iconic moment,
you know what's really interesting about that is that like it actually was her bathwater because there were like microbes or like bad stuff in it. Like there was bacteria in it. And somebody drank it and got really sick and had to go to the doctor. And then the doctor's like, what the fuck is this? We've never seen this before. And they were just like, I had a bad probiotic, you know, like a probiotic drink. And they're like, well, which one? And I was like, oh, Dr. Pibb. And they're like, that's not a probiotic drink. at all. That's a regular off-brand soda. And then they were like, okay, but like, okay, who's paying whom in this instance? And then they were like, well, is that the correct way that you say whom? Wouldn't it be who's paying who? And I said, no, I don't think so. Fuck! They said they don't think so. So, it's just a story for you guys to be aware of in case something happens to you in the future, something dangerous, you know?
Moment of the H3 podcast, Belle Delphine sent Ethan a special gift, a
Careful
bottle filled with her spit. This gift
Be careful out there, guys.
became a unique and prized possession on the show, serving as a bizarre yet humorous decoration for a period of time. The bottle was often shown on camera as a token of Belle's larger-than-life persona in internet culture. Sadly, during the move to the new studio, the bottle of spit leaked, and the iconic item was lost forever.
That's crazy. The Lawman. All right.
Ghost stories. In the early days,
it's Shane Dawson. Ooh. I feel like Shane Dawson, kind of a weirdo. I understand that, but I feel like now, like, you know what I mean? Like, are people over it finally? Are people over it? Like, yeah, he's a weirdo. Not gonna lie, I get it. It's not like some of the content was weird, but also that's kind of what you did back then. Do people still care? Like, is it safe to be like, oh, Shane Dawson's not really that bad? You know, I mean, I don't care about him personally, but my wife watches him sometimes. Like, whatever. I'd go talk to him and his gay husband. You know, like, it's not a big deal anymore. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think anybody cares anymore.
Days of the H3 podcast, Ethan developed a bit of a tradition, asking guests.
You guys are saying no. Are you saying nobody cares anymore? Or are you saying don't associate with Shane Dawson?
If they had any ghost stories. It started off as a casual, almost throwaway question, but it quickly became a fan favorite segment. The catch? Ethan was extremely skeptical of anything supernatural.
Our fans love it. So every time we are here...
Yeah, I actually liked Supernatural a lot. The first, 3 or 4 seasons were good, and then it just became so fucking stupid, and I just kind of gave up on it, you know?
We say, hey, what's your best ghost story? Sometimes they don't have one. Sometimes they got a great one. I am expecting... There's a lot of ghost discussioning to happen here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked about, how he made, a joke about fucking his cat, and I was like, a joke? Not even relatable anymore. It was relatable before that, though, because I
don't even remember how we started it. Why did we even ask it to begin with?
Must have been from Austin. Post Malone is a big ghost guy.
Yeah, whatever happened to Post Malone? It doesn't seem to associate with Ethan now. I wonder what happened. What did you do, Ethan? He didn't like you anymore? What happened there, buddy? Serious questions. Serious answers only, please.
Share their ghost story. Ethan would offer a more realistic explanation, or sometimes laugh at the ridiculousness of what's being said, but that's exactly what made it so entertaining.
There it is.
Ethan's disbelief contrasted hilariously with the guests' often sincere and spooky stories. The fans loved this dynamic, and began encouraging Ethan to keep asking about ghosts, even if it was seemingly out of place for the guest. Eventually, the ghost story...
Look at this guy. Looks just like Papa Gut. Look at that guy. It's incredible. Fucking folded in on himself. Jesus Christ.
Story question became a staple, always saved for the very end of the podcast, making it feel even more random and out of left field. Though it's been a while since ghost stories were regularly brought up, it remains a fond memory for longtime fans of the show, a quirky and unexpected piece of H3 podcast history.
For me,
if I was a rich 40-year-old, this isn't even going to be in the video. I didn't have any of that up on the stream. I paused it. But if I was a rich 40-year-old like Dr. Disrespect trying to talk to kids, I would be successful. Right? Like how not only are you a creep that's trying to talk to kids, but you can't even get the kid to talk to you. That's kind of pathetic. You got millions of dollars, but you can't get a 16-year-old to say hi to you. That is a little pathetic. You know what I mean? Like, get your shit together, bud. You know, that's sad. That's sad. Get rejected by a baby. Fucking loser.
I used to be skeptical. And then when I was 11, I was laying in my bed and I felt fingers on my back, like one of these, and I heard happy birthday, and I thought it was just my mom. So then
was it your birthday?
Yeah. And I had a really bad birthday, and I was sad, whatever. So I thought it was just my mom, and then I turn over, and there's nobody there.
And it was actually my cat.
There. Yeah. And I was like,
and it was covered in my cum.
Whoa. So I run into my mom's room, and at the time, my mom's really religious. At the time, my mom's like, oh.
Is she not religious anymore? What's the insinuation there?
Well, honey, that was just your guardian angel. She knew you had a bad day or whatever. So at the time, I was like, okay, mom, love the Bible, yeah. Later on in life, I'm like, wait a minute. That's fucked. That was a demon. That's something fucked up.
Do I have any ghost stories? I don't think so. I don't think I have any ghost stories. I think one time I don't know, man. Sometime I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll try to stare. You know how you get sleep paralysis? I just stare at them. I try to stare back at the ghosts and see that. But I don't know if it's a real ghost or if I'm just fucking or if I have heartburn, you know, because that sounds silly, but you got heartburn, and it makes you up, makes you get up a lot, and diabetes makes you piss a lot. But I haven't really been having those issues. I've been on my omeprazole, and I got a decent control of my diabetes. So now I kind of sleep through the night for the most part. I'll usually wake up at like 7 to take a piss, and then I'll go back to bed for 2 hours. You know, it's like pretty like clockwork. It's not that bad though. It ain't so bad.
Zach's launch it. Zach once shared a story about a time when he had to take a dump really badly while on his way to school.
Based.
With no bathroom in sight and his desperation growing, Zach made the questionable decision to poop on someone's lawn.
I've shat on some dude's lawn before.
Why? That's horrible. You wipe yourself with the grass?
Why did you do
Why?
that, Zach?
So it's when I was in school, and it was very early in the morning, and the shits hit me on the freeway. And I get off, and I'm looking for a gas station or something.
Oh yeah, I've gotten off while I'm shitting too before. It's my fucking favorite thing to do.
And there's nothing. It's all residential area. So I literally had to shit on some dude's lawn. I had no choice. I tried shitting my pants in the car, but my body would just not let me.
He's oddly proud of this moment, recounting the story with a sense of accomplishment.
That's crazy.
While Zach seems to have found a strange sense of pride in his lawn poop, the rest of the crew and listeners
fertilize the fucking grass, dude.
rightfully condemned his actions as one of the more bizarre and inappropriate things.
It's kind of racist if you think about it, because the only people who know how to cut lawns well are fucking Hispanic people. So you're basically shitting. You're leaving a mess for some kind of fucking very good lawn person to have to deal with. Hopefully my fucking lawn guy gets in contact with me, dude. You'll never guess his name. It rhymes with Jose. It's the first thing that came to mind.
To do.
I was pretty proud of it, to tell you the truth.
God, I can't imagine. Like, how do you just? The world is so strange, man.
Still, the story became a recurring point of humor and embarrassment on the show, often brought up to poke fun at Zach's choice of public relief. Despite the crew's disapproval, the tale became another iconic and slightly cringeworthy part of Zach's history.
I hope it at least came out well, because I've had some fucking horrible shits, you know, and they just don't come out well. And you're just sitting there rocking back and forth as a dagger falls out of your anus. It's not great.
On the H3 podcast.
So I actually went back the next day, and the turd was like dispersed.
Oh my god.
What does that mean? Like they tried to hose it down?
Yeah, but it was still there.
So what were you going to do? Were you just curious, or were you going there
Should have at least picked it up, man. What the fuck?
to try to help out?
I was just curious what it looked like, what the aftermath was.
It's like they say, like murderers return to the scene of the crime.
Right, exactly. Some sociopath shit.
I gotta pee so bad.
True.
I gotta pee so bad. This soundbite became one of the earliest and most memorable moments on the H3 podcast. It all started when Ian casually said,
I gotta pee so bad.
The moment quickly became a classic soundbite and sparked a chain reaction.
This guy's got some radio energy here. That's crazy. He's got a good radio voice here. Very excitable radio voice.
Zach found this so amusing that he made a ton of soundbites of.
You know what's funny? My brother-in-law, yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, I was hanging out with my mother-in-law, and then my brother-in-law came over. We were all talking, and then at one point she talked about how like she would watch some of my videos on like TikTok, which was nice. That's cute. I mean, some of them are kind of disgusting, and I'll talk about, you know, fucking trans girls and stuff, making very inappropriate jokes about, you know, inappropriate shit. But anyway, she said I had a voice for radio, and then my brother-in-law said, "Oh no, like you have a face for radio," which I thought was funny. And then I hit him really hard because Trump got rid of DEI and he's gay, so they couldn't do anything about it. So the police didn't do anything when they called him. So that was my favorite part.
Ian, and it soon became an ongoing joke with the show. Over time, it became status quo for crew members to expect to be soundbited for the smallest quips or moments.
Kind of fucked up. Where's my fucking clip? Where's my fucking soundbite, bitch? You know what I'm saying?
I gotta pee so bad.
Don't mute his mic.
Wait, why is it muted?
No, I agree. Don't mute his mic. I want to hear what he's saying.
Bro, I hate it that you guys will tell me that you can hear me pissing. I just don't believe it, but it fucking freaks me out.
Hey. No, Ian, come back. Dan, I forbid you from muting
his
mic.
mic's open. He's got the control.
Inspired by The Howard Stern Show. It's no secret that the H3 podcast took heavy inspiration from The Howard Stern Show. Even their first...
Some people say I sound like Howard Stern sometimes, which is like kind of cool. And sometimes people will tell me I sound like Vosh, and it makes me homicidal. It pisses me off. Because I feel like I don't sound like that. Like, give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? Like, I understand sometimes like I sound cringe, but you have to... If you keep saying that to me, I will shit my pants. I will actually shit in my pants.
Their studio was designed to resemble Stern's setup, and many of their segments follow a similar format. incorporating crew interactions, prank calls, sound bites, and in-depth interviews. The Lawman. I started out as the Jersey Lawman, a play on the Jersey Outlaw, making memes on Instagram that parodied and poked fun at his crazy antics. After a little while, some of these posts caught the attention of the H3 podcast, and some of my work was even featured on the show.
Ooh.
Over time, I started branching out more into the music side of things, and ended up tying for first in the Dream Song Remix competition. Later getting the chance to play a live guitar version of the song with Zach at the Dolby Theatre for the 2023 Steamies. Fast forwarding to the current day, I continue to create memes, song remixes, and video edits for Instagram and YouTube, until there's another competition, in which case I'll be chugging Sigma Brain and making it my sole purpose to create another chaotic fever dream for the H3 audience.
Very cool. The big old finger in here.
Dr. Fidel deleted segment. This incident became one of the most hilarious and awkward moments in H3 podcast history. Dr. Fidel, a doctor who wanted to call in and discuss Jimmy Lee's diagnosis, particularly focusing
What diagnosis? Did he have like a fucking enlarged prostate?
On histrionic personality disorder. During the call, Dr. Fidel, who was at work in a hospital, was encouraged by Ethan and the crew to take off his shirt. This led to Dr. Fidel essentially thirst trapping live on air. Afterward, Dr. Fidel realized the potential professional consequences and asked Ethan to delete the segment from the episode to avoid getting into trouble at his workplace.
Damn, he's fucking ripped, dude. God bless.
However, the deleted segment didn't disappear completely. Fortunately for fans, it is still available online, allowing the audience to...
What would the professional implications be, though? Would he get in trouble for being a sexy guy? Or what? I don't quite understand that one.
Experience this ridiculous moment for themselves.
I'm a little confused here. What the fuck?
Can you leave and come back in?
Ian the Intern PowerPoints. When Ian first started as an intern, he would occasionally create PowerPoint presentations.
Did he actually get fired for that? But why would he get fired for that? That doesn't make sense to me. That's fucking crazy.
To discuss various topics on the show. Though he only made a handful of these presentations, they left a lasting impact, with Ethan begging Ian for years to bring them back. Despite Ethan's pleas, Ian had mostly retared from PowerPoint duty, with AB and Olivia now taking...
Let me tell you, I keep telling you guys, though, PowerPoint presentations are for fucking women, okay? Sorry, but not sorry. That's a fact.
Taking the reins as the show's primary presentation makers. However, the nostalgia for Ian's PowerPoints lives on in H3 lore.
Where the fuck am I supposed to go, dude? Oh, probably in here, like a stupid ass I am. Hey, what
The
girl?
Patrice Wilson countdown
Just
stream
kidding,
refers to a bizarre, intense moment during one of the H3 podcast live streams, which featured Post Malone as a guest.
I feel like Ethan bullied the shit out of this weird guy, Patrice Wilson, like way too much. Just kind of fucked up.
Patrice Wilson, known for his involvement with viral...
Oh, for the shirt and for the diagnosing thing, that makes a little more sense. Like him trying to diagnose over like the internet instead of meeting with him in person, and then it kind of being an issue. I get that. That one makes sense to me. Okay.
Often controversial videos, like Friday by Rebecca Black, started a mysterious countdown stream that included H3H3 in the title.
Damn.
Ethan, Hila, and Post Malone were initially terrified, as they believed the stream could be leading to something ominous, or even dangerous, possibly a prank or some kind of threat. The countdown was timed to create suspense and unease, and the trio became genuinely worried about what might unfold. However, when the countdown ended, it turned out to be a suicide prevention PSA, a message aimed at raising awareness about mental health and encouraging people who are struggling to reach out for help. While the ending was ultimately not as menacing as they feared, the stream created significant tension, as they had no idea what to expect during the countdown.
Yeah, I think they kept like insinuating he was a pedophile and everything, and it kind of messed him up in the head, man, you know? That was my understanding. So that sucks. You left Ethan's live for me? That's a beautiful thing. I appreciate that. Is this a lawyer?
Files.
I think this is a lawyer. I think we used to talk when I was big on TikTok, but then guess what, guys? Guess what happened? I got banned, okay? It is what it is. Better for the better, dude. TikTok sucks. I'm back anyway.
The Bachelor is a recurring segment on the H3 podcast where Ethan attempts to find love for someone close to him in a Bachelor-style dating competition. While the idea seemed simple enough, every iteration of The Bachelor has been filled with chaos, unexpected twists, and complete derailment, making it a fan-favorite segment. The first iteration of
I wasn't like insinuating that Tom is like a clout chaser. I I was just saying that, just to be clear.
The Bachelor featured Ian the intern. Ethan planned a traditional Bachelor-style show where
Is this where they had Trisha Paytas on there or something?
women would apply to date Ian, and he would eventually choose a winner. However, the segment completely fell apart when Ian secretly DM'd a woman who never even applied to the show and began dating her. This completely circumvented the competition, making the entire premise pointless.
That's
Fans
funny.
were equally frustrated and amused as Ian
I'm in the video. Call me gay too. Are you in the video, Captain Quasar? That's are you in it? At what point? All right, if I hear your name, I'm gonna call you
hilariously
gay.
derailed
Okay.
his own Bachelor season. The second Bachelor featured Trisha Paytas as the contestant,
I knew it. I knew Trisha Paytas was here somewhere.
where the goal was to find love for Trisha. Unbeknownst to Ethan,
I know I say this every once in a while. I'm sorry for it, but I remember. Fuck. Okay, listen. I remember I used to watch Frenemies a lot. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. My wife and I would watch it, and we would like it a lot. Actually, one time we were inspired to eat a bunch of pizza because they did like the pizza stuff. So we bought a big like meat lovers pizza, and I think I ate 2 of them maybe. And we had dessert and everything. And then in the middle of the night, I had to get up, and I just vomited all over the front lawn, and it just pepperonis there for days. But anyway, I remember there, and I remember watching, and Ethan and I were talking a little bit in the DMs because we were mutuals on TikTok at that point. This is before I got banned, of course. And I told him, I think I told him to send me merch, and I would shout out Trisha's OnlyFans. But then I looked at it, and like, I don't know, her just nipples are in weird spots. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. So that's all I really wanted to say. Dude, that she had weird nipples. So sorry girl, but I'm not the doctor. I'm not the fucking doctor who botched that, so leave me alone, okay? Also, you're kind of a shitty person. I still remember, so I don't really feel that bad for you.
Hila's brother Moses, who was not officially part of the competition, began secretly messaging Trisha. This completely blew up the segment as Trisha and Moses started dating off camera, once again making the show obsolete. Ironically, Moses and Trisha's relationship lasted, and they eventually got married and had 2 children together with a 3rd on the way. So while the segment was technically a disaster, it still resulted in a long-term relationship. The third and final Bachelor featured Jeff Wittick, a YouTuber and former member of David Dobrik's Vlog Squad. Unlike the previous 2 participants, Jeff actually followed the game plan, didn't circumvent the process, and genuinely participated in the competition.
All right.
However, despite playing it by the rules, it was clear to
Oh yeah, my wife and I fucked. That's why I started throwing up like 2 hours later, because it was too much gym gling around for my belly.
viewers that Jeff wasn't taking it very seriously and likely had no real intention of pursuing a long-term relationship with the winner. Is that true? Is that true? Is that how viewers feel? Is that how most viewers feel? Didn't realize.
Don't put the pizza story in the iceberg, okay? Stop it. Hey, Captain Quasar, you're fucking gay. He asked me to say that, just to be clear. He explicitly came into the chat and told me to say that, okay? Give me a break. That was for you, brother.
Shoe Nice. Shoe Nice is a YouTuber known for his extreme eating and drinking challenges.
Shoe Nice needs to be in a facility. Is just be sorry, but not sorry.
Often consuming large quantities of food, alcohol, and even inedible objects, all in a record time.
Now, Shield,
he gained a large following for his shocking and bizarre stunts, paired with an unfiltered and erratic personality. In the early days of the H3 podcast,
did you say neurotic or erotic? That is actually gay, bro. Okay.
Shoe Nice was a staple guest and consistent topic of discussion. Ethan and Hila were fascinated with his wild behavior and unhinged videos, which bordered on self-destructive. However, as time went on, Shoe Nice's behavior became increasingly strange, making interactions with him more and more uncomfortable.
Can I walk away? Yeah, I think so.
What the fuck, man? What is this guy doing?
So, do you need to wipe up or something, or are you good?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I just want to touch my new headphones.
One of the biggest issues Ethan faced with Shoe Nice was his obsession with the podcast. Shoe Nice began spamming the H3 comment section with hundreds of fake accounts, all praising Shoe Nice and demanding he be brought back on the show.
This may be why he was angry. He said, "Fuckers don't even offer me $20 for a bag of weed. I know that coming slut got paid."
What the hell?
Additionally,
sometimes it's kind of sad because sometimes I'll see Shoe Nice on my For You page, like in a live stream or something. Fucking, I don't know. It's just sad, dude. I don't even know what else to say. It's just kind of sad. That's pretty much it. That's fucking sucks.
Shoenice would flood Ethan's email inbox with angry, rambling messages, some begging to come back on the show, while others were aggressive and bizarre.
How many emails we've got just in the past? Let's see.
About a month or so.
But this, well, yeah, but if you look from the 10th, then you got 4 yesterday, and this week alone, it looks like you got like 20.
It was unclear how much of Shoenice's behavior was him trolling for attention, or he was genuinely in a downward spiral due to his alcohol abuse. Ethan eventually decided to cut ties with Shoenice, no longer wanting to engage with his erratic behavior, but this didn't stop Shoenice from continuing to spam the H3 podcast across various platforms. And Shoenice himself frequently accused Ethan of
My wife wants to know why I didn't show my face for a minute. I don't know. I was asked for an audio layover, so I didn't show my face. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. I just didn't show my face. I don't know. I didn't know I was supposed to, I guess.
The whole ordeal became incredibly awkward, and to this day, Shoenice is rarely mentioned on the podcast, but longtime fans still remember the bizarre era of Shoenice and his desperate attempts to cling to the show.
Anal fissures.
Incredible. That's my. I just love it. Whatever comes next, I love instantaneously. Anal fissure.
Anal fissures was discussed on the show on H3 Podcast episode 153. Zach discussed the process of fixing the anal fissure, but it turned out to be fake news. Zach would apologize the next episode for getting this information wrong.
My wife. This is my wife in the chat. Says depriving the people of gooning opportunities. All right, you're right. Here, I'll give you guys some gooning opportunities right here. You guys ready? This is because of my wife. All right, she wants me to give you gooning opportunities. All right, so we'll do some poses. We'll pose for the fans. All right, you ready? There's number 1, dude. There's number 1 right there. Okay. We'll do more. This is because of my wife. You guys like my shirt, by the way? Go. We're gonna get some more gooning. We're gonna get some more in, dude, because of my wife. Oh, you got that? Got those right there just for you. How about that, dude? How about that? Here, I'll get some Gabe Air shit in here. I'll get some Gabe Air. I know exactly what. This is what they like. What the Gay Bears like, dude. That's what they enjoy. What do you think? I flex my abs. I don't know if you can see my abs. Can you see them? Actually, a little bit like that. Barely. I'm a big boy. I'm a big ass boy. Pants are full. I should have went like this. Should have went like that. Ah, you like the goon? You like that, dude? So anyway, that was probably weird and a little inappropriate. Probably weird and inappropriate, brothers. But don't worry about it. We're going to continue. All right, another Alex
Leonard
fiction.
Katzman. This is Ethan's biological grandfather. This was added to Ethan's Wikipedia, likely by Ryan Kavanaugh, to make Ethan seem like some sort of nepo baby. But the truth is, Leonard Katzman abandoned Ethan's dad, and he has no relationship with Ethan at all.
What's interesting is my dad's biological dad was like a big-time movie producer. I never met him. My dad never.
That's funny.
Fucking knew him.
Wait, Katzman?
Yeah, Leonard Katzman.
Wait,
I know that guy. He molested me. Sorry. Just that you get the joke. It's the movie industry, people. But that I don't think that's true. It probably is not true. Okay.
That's like really big time.
Yeah, he
Why do I
worked
know
on
that?
Dallas or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've seen people try to say that I'm like a
Oh, nepotism baby.
a nepo baby. Yeah, nepo baby. I've seen it been
Nepo
said
baby.
before. They don't really know enough about me, and they see like if you go on Wikipedia now, it says like Leonard Katzman's my grandpa, which is weird. But I never fucking met the guy. My dad never met him once since fucking he was like 2 years old.
Yeah.
That's sad, dude. You know what I was thinking? I haven't really met my dad either. I think he's like a real estate guy. I think he makes good money. I was thinking because I have a sister, biological, and I think he might have another kid now or something. And the only time my dad's ever tried to, the only interaction, I talked to my dad twice when I was 2 and 5. And then when I was like 30, he messaged my mom with like a thirsty Facebook poke trying to fuck my mom. Still haven't tried to, get in contact with me. But I'm thinking when he dies, finally, that I was gonna sue the fuck out of his estate for the money. I don't even want it. I mean, I want money, but I just want to. I just fucking hate that guy. So what the hell are you doing? I just hate that guy so fucking much, dude. That's pretty much it. Just to do something in the end. Just to stick it to him in the end. That fucking piece of dog shit. You know what I mean? So, but honestly, by the time it happens, I might not even bother myself with it because it's like, it's just like, is that helpful for me? To still be upset about that. So, man, you know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is.
And it's funny that people go,
you have a half brother you never met? I met my sister. We used to hang out from like when I was 12 to like 14 maybe. Like we hung out a little bit, but it was kind of universally known that if he knew that she had contact with me and specifically my mother, that he would like cut her off. Like that's what her mom and my mom and came to the conclusion of. I guess he's a very petty person. Maybe it's Ethan Klein. I hear he's in his 40s now. So that is yeah, I don't know. Seems like kind of a scumbag.
Oh yeah, you're a nepo baby.
Her mom's kind of a bitch though. Like one of the first things she said to me is I would look so handsome if I wasn't so overweight. She's like, you have such a cute face if you weren't so big. It's like, what the fuck? Tell that to like a 14-year-old. The hell's the matter with you? But God punished her and gave her breast cancer, so now she has no tits. So, maybe you shouldn't comment on the looks of children like that, you fucking bitch. I'm sorry, it's terrible. But, fuck you too. You know what I mean?
I don't even know what he looks like.
I'm on his Wikipedia and it talks about
I do feel bad for saying that, but fuck it. Who cares?
You on his Wikipedia page.
That's fucking weird. I don't like that.
It says
Ethan Klein, grandson. It's like, I don't even know what he looks like, bro.
God, that's
Gary
crazy.
Klein. What? My dad has a page?
Oh, it just links to H3.
Yeah, so like, that's super weird,
Yeah.
And they lived in the same city. It was really fucking sad. I think I talked about
It's sad,
it.
yeah.
He lived in Malibu.
He basically like started a new family.
He never
said,
and
bye.
showed no interest in my dad. It was really sad. The guy's a fucking demon for that. Yeah. Oh, this is what he looks like. I've never seen him before. This is the first time I've ever seen what he looks like. That's so crazy. That's my biological.
That was was that a crazy story? I'm sorry, baby.
Grandpa.
Interesting.
I'm so sorry.
I've never seen his face.
Was that a little too unhinged? Damn. Maybe that was too much, guys. Maybe my wife's in the chat. Like,
Credence Clearwater Curse. Zach is known for being an incredibly superstitious man. He has a variety of fears and phobias, but one of the most notable ones involves the band Credence Clearwater Revival, or CCR. Zach believes that if he hears one of their songs, or even if somebody simply mentions their name, something bad will happen to him. Ethan loves to mention the band's name, but he never pronounces it right. He'll butcher the name in various hilarious ways, like calling them Clydence Kleinwater.
Okay. It's bad luck. I'm not saying I don't like the music. I'm not saying that. It's every time it comes on, something bad happens. Huh. And you think I'm shitting?
Okay, well, wait. Wait. I'll disprove that. What you
Nobody
say?
even knows what we're talking about. You gotta explain a little bit.
Damn, he's got like the Bob Odenkirk brother thing,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it.
Well, we haven't explained yet because
Tell me bad things that happened when their music was on.
Car accidents, something bad happens to someone, speeding tickets, just a weird fucking day, just like all
Speeding
things
ticket
that
is
go.
just a speeding.
So there's a specific band, a very famous band that Zach feels is absolutely cursed, and he freaks out when I say it or play it or he hears it anywhere.
Lil Tracy beef. Lil Tracy is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter. During the height of Old Town Road's popularity, the H3 podcast discussed whether Lil Nas X had stolen the song.
Damn.
Ethan firmly believes that Lil Nas X did not steal it, which led to Lil Tracy sending multiple negative tweets towards him. The ongoing joke is that every time Ethan mentions Lil Tracy, he somehow ends up receiving more angry tweets from him.
So his name is Little Tracy. So he tweeted at me, "Keep your name out your mouth, Grandpa." He's preemptively blocked the podcast Twitter, but he never blocked me. So I responded to him. I said, "Is this what beef is?"
But to begin with, we didn't even talk shit about Little Tracy. We all like the song a lot.
Actually, Ian said he preferred it.
Yeah.
The only thing I said that I can think would have upset him was that I thought he should have been more chill with Lil Nas.
Yeah, but...
Oh, and then I didn't think Lil Nas copied him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a punish. He hit me once and I couldn't do anything.
So, before Ethan bought a bidet, he used to rely on baby wipes to clean himself after using the bathroom.
That's good. I use baby wipes. Well, not baby wipes. I use like dude wipe kind of a thing. Well, no, there are baby wipes. Fuck, that's where we get them from Costco. Okay, never mind. I use baby wipes.
He also had a habit of flushing paper towels down the toilet.
What? Why would you do that?
Ethan eventually learned about fatbergs, which are large, solid masses of congealed grease and other waste that form in sewers, often blamed on things like baby wipes. While it's not necessarily true that baby wipes are the sole cause of fatbergs, the idea
Well, you're not supposed to flush them. Even the flushable ones you don't flush. It's silly goosery. You don't do that shit.
that Ethan was unknowingly destroying the city's sewer system with his baby wipes became a funny and recurring joke within the H3 community.
Oh, it's the gay guy again, Captain Gazar.
The Regular Schmegula. The Regular Schmegula is a hilarious and iconic moment from Ethan Bradbury, a YouTuber known for his social experiment prank video. Ethan and the crew often poked fun at Ethan Bradbury due to his over-the-top personality, strange phrasing, and hilariously absurd moments.
Cheers! Cheers! Cheers!
I remember that. I used to watch Ethan with the Ethan Bradbury times, dude. I remember that shit. I remember that shit so well, dude. What a meant to be wear. Am I right, guys? Am I right, Jason Genova fans?
Who you kidding, huh?
The Regular Schmegula moment came from one particular video where Ethan Bradbury was explaining his coffee preferences. In the video, Ethan Bradbury refers to black coffee made from raw coffee beans as the Regular Schmegula.
We're on a mission today. We're in New York City, Brooklyn to be exact. We're trying to find the rawest of the raw. You guys will understand what that is in a few seconds. I'll show the clips of that. All right?
Do we ever understand what that is? It's never really made clear what the rawest of the raw is.
I understand what it is.
Okay.
So what he's talking about is raw coffee bean. So he's looking for, because I've been following him on Instagram and his Insta stories and everything, he's always showing him blending raw coffee bean. So now he's on a kick where he doesn't believe in getting like pre-ground or...
What the hell is raw coffee bean? I don't understand. Okay. I don't understand that.
Process. So he
what the fuck?
Puts the raw coffee bean in a blender and then he puts it straight into the coffee machine. So that's why he calls it the rawest of the raw.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did all that
I'm
research.
telling you, I'm not. Come on,
He's not fucking around. It's the
And so
regular.
what they call it, I think it's a joke amongst themselves. I love that Ethan. This video is so not explained, and they have this whole code of talking with each other where they go, they just act like they're Italian mobsters. I don't know why they're obsessed with that.
What are you kidding, man?
Yeah.
His odd pronunciation and unnecessary flair for describing basic black coffee made the moment funny and memorable. The original video also contained a ton of other silly moments and memorable quotes.
The manager's on the phone with the police. This is what he does in the morning. He pours his coffee. I've seen him on Instagram do this every morning with the raw. And he broke it.
Goof Gang. This is the H3 podcast's unofficial version of the Howard Stern Whack Pack. While Goof Gang was never officially established, it refers to a collection of eccentric and memorable characters frequently featured or discussed on the show. If the Goof Gang were real, it would likely include personalities such as Shoe Nice, Kyle the Cougar Champ, and Skippy the Virgin, who have become fan favorite oddballs in the H3 universe.
If we're talking about Whack Pack, Howard Stern Whack Pack that we want to build of our own, Shoe Nice is like the Beetlejuice. I have summoned the spirit of Shoe Nice. Tom, back into the comments. Give us a way to contact you. I want you to be part of this show, Shoe Nice. I think you have what it takes to be the first official member of the H3 Goof Gang.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. The Goof Gang. I guess it's not beautiful stuff because it never really worked out, so.
The Sharky's gift card. The Sharky's gift card moment became a hilarious and memorable incident on the H3 podcast. Ian had given Ethan a $40 Sharky's gift card as a thank you for letting him borrow Ethan's card.
And I'll tell you what, Ian, this card has been nothing but a fucking curse on my life. And I am so pissed at you. I've tried to use this card. I've wasted so much money trying to use this card. Sharky, I don't want to eat Sharkies. I don't like their food. I don't like anything about Sharkies right now.
However, when Ethan tried to use it, things quickly went south. The gift card either wouldn't work or it wasn't enough to cover his order.
I've gone there I've gone there 3 times. I've ordered online, okay, and the card never works, and you end up paying for it yourself. This has happened 3 fucking times.
What's the problem? What do they say?
You can't use it online.
This moment of frustration turned into a running joke, and soon, Sharky's gift cards became a silly inside joke among the crew. They started gifting each other these cards as playful, cheeky presents. The crew members would exchange Sharky's gift cards, knowing they'd likely cause minor chaos or frustration, but always with good humor. It became a fun, lighthearted tradition, adding to the list of quirky H3 traditions that fans would soon come to expect.
Lunch?
Okay.
For other people.
Ian's never made a lunch plan in his life. Trust me, it's hard. Okay? Now, I says to myself a couple days ago, 3 days ago, you know what are we going to eat for lunch? Let's go to Sharky's. I've got this fucking gift card. So we roll up to Sharky's. And I'll tell you what, because there's $40 on the card, I ordered a little extra shit that I would never buy myself. Because I was like, let's just bang it out. I got like a side of guac and a drink and all this bullshit and added stuff. Because you're like, let's just bang it out. Even though I wouldn't ever pay for that. These motherfuckers, they go to me after I place my order. The system's down. But we're going to try to fix it. So I place my order. They make the food after 2 minutes because it's not that busy. They put it on the counter. It's right there. Are you listening in?
Yes.
Okay. It's sitting there on the counter. I go to fill up the salsas. And they're punching away. People are coming and getting their food. I walk up and say, hey, what's going on? We're still working out the kinks. We're trying to figure this out. 10 minutes later, the manager comes out, calls up like corporate headquarters, is trying to get this gift card to work. They go, do you know how much money's on this card? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not, what the hell do I know? Like, okay, just sir, relax. I was screaming. I was throwing salsa at the wall. So after like 20 minutes, the food is fucking cold. I go up and I says, all right, listen, I have to go. I'm a busy man. I don't have lunch plan time. And they say, can you use it another day? Can you pay with your card? I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Do you know how hard I've been trying to use this money?
Blocked on Twitter by OJ Simpson. Yes, Ethan Clark.
Damn, the OJ Simpson? Jesus Christ. That's fucking crazy. How did he achieve that?
Is officially blocked on Twitter by none other than OJ Simpson. And honestly, it's one of his proudest achievements. The whole saga began when OJ, the former NFL player turned alleged murderer, joined Twitter. Ethan...
Yeah, it's a hell of an allegation. I'll just say that.
Never one to shy away from controversial topics, would frequently reply to OJ's tweets, often calling him a murderer. Ethan relentlessly trolled OJ every chance he got, commenting things like, statistically, I may have a better chance of being killed by you than the virus. Eventually, OJ had enough. Without saying a word, OJ Simpson blocked Ethan on Twitter, effectively ending a direct line of trolling.
So statistically, he is more deadly to me than the virus. I thought it was a valid observation to make. And OJ blocked me. So there you
That's fucked up. I can't believe he would do that to you.
go. I achieved the impossible. And OJ Simpson, I'm on his kill list now. This episode ends when we're basically passed out.
Yeah, we're all going to be in the
There's no end here, so this
We'll
goes
offload.
as long... Right.
Thank you.
This all goes as long as you guys are willing to hang through this.
The Drunk Stream. On H3 podcast number 28, Ethan, Jax Films, and Eric got super drunk during the episode. At one point, Ethan brought up a past podcast with iDubbbz where he'd used some derogatory terms. Following the stream, Ethan later apologized for his drunken remarks, acknowledged that his comments were inappropriate. This episode remains one of the more infamous moments in H3 podcast history.
Oh, are they drunk too? I didn't even know that they were also drunk. Not that it's okay to say slurs when you're drunk. It's just, unless somebody finds out that I said slurs when I was drunk that one time, then it is okay. Okay, but only when I do it, and only that one time, and never again. Okay, don't worry. Jesus Christ. What's happened? Is it muted? Oh, I hit the mute button.
To the H3 podcast.
Hey, to talking to people, am I right?
Hey.
This is actually like super cringe, this fight. This is so unfun. Why is it so long? This is so stupid.
Bert Kreischer Lost episode. The Bert Kreischer Lost...
I didn't even know he did a Bert Kreischer or whatever episode. I fucking don't like that guy, though.
episode refers to an early, never-aired episode of the H3 podcast that featured comedian Bert Kreischer as a guest. This episode was recorded very early on in the podcast's history, with Hila stating it may have been the first podcast ever recorded on their original set. Bert the Machine Kreischer, a popular comedian known for his wild storytelling and party animal mentality, was invited onto the show. However, the episode never made it to air because the footage was mysteriously corrupted. According to Ethan, after recording what was supposedly a great episode, they discovered that the audio and video files were completely unusable.
Damn, I've kind of had something like that happen before. Like if you fucking do OBS with like a non-MKV file, it can actually happen to you. So you gotta like do it as an MKV and then like convert it into an MP4 or an MP3 or whatever the fuck.
Sad part is that we had you on.
Yeah.
We had this one, probably the best episode we've
You
ever
were
shot.
probably the first guy here in this office.
We had just got this studio. We had
Yeah.
just built this big, beautiful set. We're like, let's bring Bert, and he's an honored guest.
chaos.
It was such a great. I was flipping the table.
Dude,
Right?
I remember you flipped the table. We were drunk. I was pissed drunk when I
Yeah.
left here. And you said to
It
me
was
when you
mad.
started, you go, I don't really drink.
Yeah.
And I was like,
We were
Bad.
drunk by the first.
Unlit the machine. Maybe I'm thinking of the other guy. Am I thinking of Tom Segura that I don't like? Probably. I think this guy's not bad. I don't like that Tom Segura guy.
break, which like in 30 minutes we were drunk.
Yeah, I was flipping the table, but it was the best episode I've ever said, and I can say that without reserve because no one will ever see it.
No one will ever.
This was heartbreaking for Ethan and Hila since Bert was a high-profile guest, and they were really excited to share the conversation. Adding to the mystery of the lost episode, Ethan has hinted a few times that there was something really funny and special about the conversation. However, since the files were corrupted, the episode will likely never see the light of day.
It was lost to oblivion for technical issues.
Yeah.
And because we were new, we didn't know what we were doing, and I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah.
Tall Skeleton. Tall Skeleton is a content creator best known for his H3 video essay and his high-quality H3 memes he creates during the show. He was also a semi-finalist for the annual green screen competition of 2024, losing to Jarrell. He also made the KETH 101 corner stingers and the breaking news graphic.
This is so lame. Crazy to debate Bert over Tom? Really? Like Tom Segura is a fucking weirdo.
Chet Hanks threats.
actually the worst
Chet
part of
Hanks,
this game.
son of Tom Hanks, has been a frequent topic of discussion, criticism, and impersonation on the H3 podcast. Ethan and the crew have often mocked his antics, particularly his use of a Jamaican accent and his self-proclaimed white boy summer.
Big up
Okay, just to give you a little preface, he's on the red fucking carpet doing this shit.
Big up the whole island massive. It's your boy Chetana coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what soon forward come.
This is really cringe.
Big up, tune in.
Wagwan, big up to the island. Which island is that, Chet? You're from you're from
Catalina.
Yeah, exactly. Big up to the island, man. Catalina.
Chet eventually became frustrated with the podcast's coverage of him, leading to him sending threats to Ethan via DMs. This escalated the tension between them, turning Chet Hanks into a memorable antagonist in H3 lore.
So Chet messaged me, I look forward to running into you one day. And I just said this, just being belligerent and just fucking with him. I said, what are you going to do about it, pussy?
Oh, is that the screenshot?
And then I felt bad. I didn't want him to think I was actually trying to fight him. So I said, just kidding, I love you, Chet. And then so he responded, and this actually just came through the other day, so he's still mad at me. He said, when I see you, keep that same energy. And my response isn't in here, but I said, not very white boy summer of you, Chet. And he didn't respond, so.
It'd be so great if he came on the show.
Man, I could come on the show, dude. I'll get a nice little gooning sesh going on, and then I'll just fucking blast a mean fucking load all over the show. It'd be fucking crazy. Okay.
I don't know, I was toying with the idea of getting him all riled up, thinking I wanted to fight him. But really, Chet, what are you going to do about it? You really going to attack me if you see me on the streets? Daddy Hanks wouldn't be happy about that.
Bill Burr, Episode 1. The first appearance of Bill Burr is probably the most
Like this is one of like the pretty well known one, no? This was fucking crazy.
infamous and uncomfortable interviews in all of H3 podcast history. Ethan was extremely excited to have Bill Burr, one of his favorite comedians of all time, as a guest on the podcast.
The guest, of course, the great
It's crazy that Ethan put Bill Burr on the map, am I right, guys?
Bill Burr is here today.
I don't know about great. Give me someone.
The greatest.
Oh,
The
yeah.
great-
The greatest guy sitting across from you right now.
I know.
Given Bill's legendary status in the comedy world, Ethan was hoping for a fun, lighthearted conversation. However, what unfolded was something far different.
All right, but you're an apprehensive
talking to a
person.
nervous guy.
I'm so neurotic. I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now.
Okay.
Very nervous.
I don't think
But
that's gonna help.
how do you? Was there ever? No, trust me. I'm on edge. Was there a
You
point?
seem
though?
relaxed.
Thank you. Good. Okay, keep it together.
Right from the start, Bill Burr seemed cold and disinterested. He constantly interrupted Ethan, dismissed his questions, and made subtle jabs that made Ethan visibly uncomfortable.
With the greatest Bill Burr. Oh, I do mean that, by the way. I know it makes you uncomfortable.
It
but
does. One great was bad enough.
Does it? But
Bill's signature dry, no-nonsense humor clashed with Ethan's more casual vibe, creating an awkward tension throughout the episode.
it seems like you're in love with your daughter, hearing you talk about her on the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
This That's crazy.
Well, you're pretty perceptive. You think you care about your own child.
Listen, more than that, okay? Because again, you're this character.
To some, it felt like Bill Burr had no interest in being there and was intentionally making things difficult for you.
I feel like that's just kind of how he acts, no? And then if like you respond to it poorly, he probably like fucking picks up on it.
All right. I don't know why that got so flat on my part. Tell me about all things comedy. I don't know. You see, I'm nervous. I'm sweating here.
I'm just going to let you sit there.
I know you are. You don't have to save me.
You got to push through the other side.
No, I know, but you don't have to
great.
save
Look at you. You're all sweaty. You're touching. Look. Dude, if you were a reliever if you were a reliever on the other team, I'd have to come out and check you for Vaseline or something. You punched your hair and your grill a little too many times. He's doctoring the ball.
However, in retrospect, the episode really wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. Bill Burr.
This is just a fun moment everybody likes to fuck with Ethan on when they look back at him all the time. That's pretty much what it is.
Simply has a rough, no-nonsense demeanor that clashes with soft, casual interview styles. Additionally, Ethan has improved dramatically as an interviewer since then. But the infamy of the first Bill Burr interview still looms over the show, and fans occasionally bring it up whenever discussing cringeworthy podcast moments.
Did you? Well, it sounds like it was stressful, but not suicidal.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, he never killed himself.
Yeah, he's
that's what you're asking.
Nobody killed himself. Yeah.
Is this the Oprah part where you're going to try to get me to cry?
Yeah. Well, I got nothing.
He thought about it one night.
Yeah.
And regardless of how it seems to anyone looking back, the experience was so humiliating for Ethan at the time that he later revealed that he started taking antidepressants that same night.
What? It fucked him up that bad? Damn, that's fucking crazy. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense if he felt like he bombed it that bad, he felt like his whole entire career was over. I guess I could kind of understand that. That's fucking wild, though.
He felt deeply embarrassed, and the backlash from viewers didn't help. Many critics.
See, I should have done that one. I could have been like, oh, what a loser. I could have made fun of him for that. That would have been silly.
Critics and trolls used this episode as proof that Ethan was a terrible interviewer with countless compilations of awkward moments surfacing online. For a long time, this interview haunted Ethan. Interestingly, Bill Burr eventually returned for a second interview, and it went significantly better. Ethan was more confident, and Bill was much warmer.
When the fuck was that?
I've been praising Ethan for how far he'd come, but even so, the first interview will forever be remembered as one of the most painful and uncomfortable moments in H3 podcast history.
And he also had a zillion kids, so I mean, yeah.
Really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know, dude. The internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will
by all means,
compromise
keep
your
talking
privacy.
about it. Is there anybody who can cut this out? I'm honest, dude. Like,
seriously?
Yeah, no, dude. There's fucking lunatics out there.
Okay.
Well,
off the air, I'll tell you.
All right.
Jeez. I love how surprised he is. Jeez.
Well, you can mention the amount.
Absolutely crazy people.
Okay.
That is a little too, that is a little bit, extra obsessive, I think, like, it's not that big of a deal to say how many siblings you have, but he's an old man on the internet.
Triller lawsuit, lost episode. There's a lost episode of the H3 podcast that never saw the light of day, all thanks to the Triller lawsuit. Back when the legal drama was still fresh, Ethan played it extra safe, making sure not to stir up any trouble that could come back to bite him. Now that episode is long gone, probably deleted for good. Fans have speculated what was said, what went down, and whether it'll ever resurface. But the Triller lawsuit sealed its fate, locking it away in H3 history forever.
The wildcard identity. As discussed earlier, during the Ian season of The Bachelor, Ian received DMs from someone who did not make it into the Bachelor game. For a while, they called this person the wildcard. She was later revealed to be Sam.
Wait, so who's Sam?
You're Sam.
Oh my God, what is wrong? Wait, hold on. I need a minute to recover.
That was it? What the fuck? This one's a little scary here. What the fuck?
John, William, Kirby, Kelly. Back in 2019, Ethan and Hila got swatted multiple times. It would later come to light that the man behind this was some dude named John, William, Kirby, Kelly.
Kirby? Come on. And Kelly? This guy must hate himself.
He would be sentenced to 33 months in prison. Ethan discovered that this person was a white supremacist and likely targeted him because he's Jewish.
Well, you guys know that we've been victim of swatting. That's why we moved to this house. Yes. It happened several times. Last week.
Did they like instantly get outed even when they moved to the new house?
I got a letter from the Department of Justice. I was like, what on earth is this? And they says, this is for the victims unit. and they has a time and date of a
Can't believe Ethan's rolling his eyes at the fucking I'm trying to protect him. What an asshole, am I right, guys?
court appearance, and the information about some dude I never heard of. And I'm like, wow, I'm so confused. And I Google the name, and look at this shit. Former ODU student gets a plea deal over neo-Nazi group swatting calls. This is the motherfucker that swatted us. And by the
Damn, with those ears, you can't be swatting people with those ears, dude. What the hell are you doing?
way, is this the most white trash looking?
Probably swatting bees away from his fucking ears so that they don't go in there.
I love that these guys are neo-Nazis. Like, you know,
I love that.
Then master race. Dude, Hitler would have exterminated your ugly ass, trust me.
That's fucking crazy.
Cody Padrino. Cody Padrino, a co-host on Jeff Wittick's podcast, Jeff FM, became a focal point for a tense moment on the H3 podcast. Ethan made some jokes about Cody, which Cody took a bit too personally. This led to Cody posting a video of him driving by Ethan's house and threatening him, which understandably caused a lot of tension. In response to the threat, Ethan filed a restraining order against Cody to protect himself.
First time it happened, it showed up on our subreddit. Somebody posted he made a story on Instagram of him driving past my house at night with the windows open, like my office is facing the street, and like it's a gated community. And he wrote some caption like, "We know where you live.
Eat the rich, dude."
I would get a restraining order if someone was driving past my house as well. So I guess.
Well, I did actually.
I do that. I try to do that for everybody who drives past my house, just in general. But the cops won't let me do it.
Well, I texted Jeff. I was like, "Bro, I gotta call the police." It happened again. Like one was during the day, one was.
I just don't want anybody to come back past my house. You know what I mean?
During the night, and I was like, "Bro, I got."
Yeah, bro, he haunts me too. I'm worried about him too.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn.
But actually, it was a good thing because we tightened our security. So
he just exposed some holes.
Yeah,
like
he exposed some holes.
Failed him.
He got in so fucking easy, bro.
However, after some time and reflection, Cody and Jeff reached out with apologies, acknowledging that the situation got out of hand. Fast forward to today, and things have significantly calmed down. Ethan and Cody are now on friendly terms, with the whole incident serving as a reminder of how quickly things can go from heated to friendly. Olivia's band soundbite. Zach captured a soundbite of Olivia that made Ethan and Olivia so uncomfortable it was played once and only once.
Was she pooping herself or something? The fuck?
I got my prostate milked by Ethan Klein.
Why would that make you uncomfortable? Unless Olivia's admitting she's trans. Because I don't think girls have prostates. Do girls have prostates? No, just the hot ones do.
Deleted. That needs to go away.
You know, I'm gonna agree with that. I'm not wanting to be involved in that one either.
That's gotta go.
Don't let our HR hear that.
Okay.
H3H3 Producatons. Producatons is a long-running Ethan Klein parody account that has fooled H3 fans, haters, and even Ethan himself. With over 22,000 followers, Producatons has been labeled a menace to society by the show with their ability to perfectly exaggerate Ethan's on-air persona. The account has even tricked high-profile H3 guests, like Howie Mandel and Steve-O, to follow the account, as well as members of the H3 crew to fall for his tweets on their timelines. The account's most infamous prank came when it fooled Ethan's own mother, Donna Klein. After a fake post featuring a tattoo of Shredder in a top hat gained traction, Donna commented, praising what she thought was her son's photo. Fans quickly warned her to block the parody account, but Producatons struck first, tagging Donna in a post that convinced her to block Ethan's real account instead, while following Producatons. Ethan later confronted her on the podcast before manually blocking them from her account off air.
We talk on the show frequently about the menace to society H3H3 Producatons. This man is causing so much trouble for my life. Look at this shit. So he tweets out, Producatons, just got my tattoo in honor of Shredder. When someone asks about it, I'll get to talk about you. I will always love and miss you, buddy. I mean, what the fuck, bro? That you don't fake a tweet like
that. That's kind of fucked up, but it's a little funny.
I'm sure many people earnestly liked that post.
Well, and one of them was my mom. She said, "Oh my God, what a great job the tattoo artist did. Hard to tell how big it is, though."
Next.
She likes the top hat. Maybe she's being nice.
Was she aware of what was going on, like with the tattoo and all?
Yeah, she knows that I'm planning to do it.
But she,
no, clearly not. Clearly not.
10,000 likes.
It has 10,000 likes. So,
Dubrick?
Okay, so do people know it's a joke? Like what percentage of people know that's a joke?
I'm not gonna lie, it gets me sometimes.
It gets me every time.
Yeah, it gets me like for a second, depending on the post.
I think half.
Half? Yeah. Really? So then Donna, my mom, I just read her name here. I text my mom, I says, "Yo, mom." I said, "Mom, you gotta block this parody account. He gets you every time." Her response is, "Oh shit, he gets me every time. The Coin Boy 99? I looked it up on YouTube, didn't come up. Who is Coin Boy 99? The poster on the subreddit.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Okay, but that now she takes action. So apparently she blocked me. She responded, I know, I just blocked him. And now people are saying, no, you blocked your son. Because if you go to her follows, or I guess somebody screenshotted it, I don't know if it's here, you see that she still follows him and not me.
Despite Ethan leaving Twitter, Producatons lives on, continuing to blur the line between devoted fan and relentless troll. To this day, no one knows who's behind it, or if Ethan will ever escape its grasp.
I'll tell you, when you first get your fucking blades, it's like the least balanced shit I've ever seen.
Choco Banana. Choco Banana is the most deranged and psychotic person who was once a member of the H3 members Discord server. He created sock puppet accounts to post gore to the H3 Discord members server. And
what the fuck?
Recently, he has begun doxing Ethan and the crew.
So remember this name, Choco Banana.
Right.
So this is moderators from the original Snark. Yeah.
H3 Snark moderator. Hey, I know you're on break, so I'll just drop the info here in case you need it in the future. We found the H3 studio address and Teddy Fresh actual address. Here it has the full address. Here that has the Google Street View of our office.
Jesus
on the right
Christ.
is H3, on the left is Teddy Fresh. Here's the studio listing. Here's a URL to like the real estate listing. Looks identical to H3.
I have a thing or two to say about this person.
Yeah, so Dan was like, or no, it was one of the some of our mods remembered.
Yes. So, you know, Ethan's had these leaked screenshots of the Snark. He has not, like, I personally have never seen that. Like, it's like him and his lawyer have all that stuff. So when
Damn, he's had a fucking like a legal issue going on this whole time, for a long time. Damn.
he included this in the video, I
worst.
suddenly got a, like, not panicked, but like urgent message from our mods saying, holy shit, that's Choco Banana. And I'm like, what's the significance of that? It turns out that Choco Banana, who evidently is one of the ringleaders of this little operation, has history on our Discord that goes back 4 years. This person, Choco Banana, is like part of our mod's origin story because they were so fucking psychotic. They were literally spamming our Discord with gore photos. This is not a joke. And we have the evidence because we saved it after all these years because it was so fucking...
You saved it? Because, wow.
Yeah, because it was fucking insane what these
showed me
people were
some of the
doing.
stuff. I heard that this was happening, but I never saw it.
Yeah, no, this is like decapitated heads. It's disgusting. It's like just...
You guys sure that's not shoe nice? I don't know.
I heard that there was people spamming gore.
Yeah, so this person, Choco Banana, got banned from our Discord for being a fucking weirdo freak in like July of 2021. So this we're talking years.
This
person.
Snark.
Yeah. And let me show you some of these messages that we were getting from them at the time. This is contemporary.
When you say they're posting gore, I looked on Dan's computer. I never seen shit like that, like dismembered bodies, decapitated heads. I mean, just guy has the thing is this guy has a folder clearly with this shit on his computer, which is just endlessly disturbing.
This is message. So this is not Choco Banana, but it was because their MO was to create tons of sock puppets and like flood. And
that's what the Snark people do.
This is why I said it was like a Kaiser Soze moment, dude. It's like it all suddenly made sense. There is one user that should be unbanned. If you unban them, all of this will stop for good. I promise. Again, this is in regards to spamming gore in our Discord. Your choice, or how you can keep the community safe. This is not petty trolling. It's automated and planned carefully. Discord can't do shit about it.
Bro, I could see it being shoe nice, honestly. I wouldn't doubt it.
I know what I'm doing. It won't stop, by the way, as long as the server's online, unless you decide to do the right thing. If you don't respond within 5 minutes, I will consider that a no, and this will continue.
What's up with this fucking Party City sound? What the hell?
Again, this is from July of 2021.
That is such a psychotic thing. How did you guys end up stopping it?
I mean, part of it was we got mods because at the time it was just us. It was like the crew that was dealing with it, and I was like manually helping delete these gore posts.
Yeah.
Again, like I'm not fucking crazy like these people, so this was long gone from my brain. Like never in a million years would I think that any of this Snark shit was connected to this incident from fucking half a decade ago, bro. This was all DM'd to Avery, by the way. So if you don't respond within 5 minutes, I will consider that a no, and this will continue. Who's the user? Wait, no, actually not that one because they sent the wrong one at first because they have so many sock puppets that they fucking lost track of who they were even talking about. Choco Banana 9655. That is who they want unbanned from this server. You have my word. I don't play around. This will stop. The fact that this is fucking connected to this shit from 2021, it's literally because they got kicked out of a Discord server and they were upset about it. And they've made it their life's mission to take revenge.
Well, if you remember, the H3 Snark for the longest time,
like unironically, this person needs help.
Oh no, dude, that's an understatement.
Like
I don't know that you can help someone.
It's not even about like not being normal or being a little weird. It's like this is actually one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen.
I'm definitely going to subpoena this person, and I'm glad we have more info.
Even years after he was banned from the H3 Discord, Choco Banana still resides and participates in Snark communities, which we will be discussing in the next entry.
Oh my This is fucking lame.
The H3H3 community. Most people know the main H3 snark communities on Reddit, but there's
is this the actual snark?
One obscure snark community on Discord called H3H3 community. The server appears to have been a normal.
There's so many fucking H3 snarks. It's so strange. I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense if he did. I guess he did pull in a toxic audience at one point in some of the ways that he talks about stuff, and sometimes. So I suppose those people left, and then they decided that they were going to be toxic elsewhere. So
H3 fan Discord, but with a channel for criticism. But over time, it became more and more toxic and more anti-Ethan and the crew. Damn. The few people who still regularly participate in the server,
I prefer Uncle Ethan,
exhibit an unhealthy obsession for the podcast. They have convinced themselves that they are not haters or snarkers, but that they are fans. Their discussions revolve around racism, misogyny, and weird parasocial commentary. The activity in the server is generally low, but once in a while, someone will pop in and think the server is a real H3 community. I have to wonder how many people came in here after buying a membership, only to be confronted with this server. It is suspected that Choco Banana was one of the people who helped get the server up and running, or at the very least, was around at the conception of the server. Funny enough, most people of the H3H3 community even think he is weird. Choco Banana often deletes his messages on the server, so who knows what kind of crazy stuff he has been saying and posting in here. A lot of the members in here are actually paying members in the main H3 server.
Oh my god. I'm fucking dead. This is so fucking bad.
H3H3 Gone Wild. This is an interesting little H3 themed community on Reddit called H3H3 Gone Wild. Both men and women.
You get to see AI versions of people's tits like Cutie Cinder. Sorry, that was inappropriate.
Post on here and caption their spicy posts with H3 memes. H3 has always leaned towards sex positivity, so it makes a lot of sense for these people to start a community on Reddit to share their spicy content.
Very strange. I don't know, man. That sounds a little weird to me, but.
Voice Flamingo R. Voice Flamingo R is a user who stirred up major controversy after posting on r/conspiracy on Reddit, accusing Ethan of using an FBI confirmed pedophile symbol on social media.
I was on r/conspiracy?
Oh, this is wild, dude.
Wait, so, well, it has 0 points, so that's good. That's comforting.
It's still a good rabbit hole here.
Okay, wait. It was cross-post. Oh, to our server? Okay. No, I didn't see this. It says, is Ethan Klein of H3 using a FBI confirmed pedophile symbol on social media? H3 gate. Hashtag spiral. Okay. Whoa! They put a lot of work into this. Wow. How do I even review this? Okay, let's start. So these are all different images? Okay.
Yes.
The wild claims spread fast, catching the attention of the H3 community. Of course, the accusation was...
What is the symbol? I don't understand. It's like a fucking... What the fuck is that? It just looks like a plant or something. I don't get it.
Completely baseless, leading to mass ridicule as fans and critics alike called out the absurdity. Ethan eventually addressed the drama head-on, shutting it down and dismissing the claim as pure nonsense.
But somebody really put this all together. There's someone scarily obsessed with me out there.
Yeah, there's a few people.
Someone.
There's a few, but...
Definitely more than someone.
This is freaky.
Jesus Christ. Oh shit, I think that was it. He just kind of abruptly ended. That was pretty good. That was a good one. It was long, but it was fucking solid. There was quite a bit that I learned in there. Plus I was in it, which makes it the best.